Most civilized people are out of touch with reality because they confuse the world as it is with the world as they think about it, and talk about it, and describe it. Now, of course, reality, from a philosopher's point of view, is a dangerous word. A philosopher will ask me, what do I mean by reality? Am I talking about the physical world of nature? Or am I talking about a spiritual world? Or what? And to that I have a very simple answer. When we talk about the material world, that is actually a philosophical concept. So in the same way, if I say that reality is spiritual, that's also a philosophical concept. And reality itself is not a concept. Reality is and we won't give it a name.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
And its name is John fucking Cena. Dude, imagine if they'd done that. It'd have been so sick. On fucking Raw, he just comes out. And his name is John motherfucking go fuck yourself, dickhead. Boom. Chinook, thank you for the 7 months, my friend. I appreciate the money and the support. If we get 30, how many subs do I need? I need 70 subscribers. If we get 70 subscribers today, what shall I do? Squats. I should do, for every 10 subscribers, I'll do 10 squats. 10 squats, and then 10 press-ups, and then 10 squats, and then 10 press-ups. I didn't work it out. Oh god, I have to do this fucking shit again. Yesterday in the game, we lost an hour and 15 minutes worth of fucking gameplay. Because I went inside, spoke to the union guys, and got shot in the fucking head. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, hey, hey. Ooh, 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 ooh. How I feel. I literally don't know how to express that. It's the only way I can fucking... I just devolve into a fucking ape. Because it's how I feel. And I don't... And we won't give it a name. It's called steadily fucking going insane. So I have to retrace my steps, and then I fucking rage quit the game because I redid all of this, and I went over to a point where I did a successful check, and then in the it did a failed check on the second run, and I went and quit the game. So we're gonna just retrace all of my steps again. Up to the point we were at. One. No, that's not a gift sub. That's not a new sub. Resubs don't count. Do they? Do they count? Let me check. No, they don't count. What's up, Tara? My friend. There's only friend in my life. Oh, this is what it is. Layla, you ready? Samsung. SSD 980 NVMe M.2 SSD. Hope you were listening. Hope you were listening. I tried to arrest him. Yes, Joaquin. Joaquin. Vinrage. So glad to join your Disco Elysium stream. Been watching last ones in recording to catch up. It's nice to see it live now. Even if there are some difficulties. Yeah, man, I love this game. Like, don't get me wrong. There are many, many games, and I've done it before, that I would have quit yesterday at that point. I would rather quit the game. 3. Right, 3 on the wall. Who's keeping track? Lux. She loves it was her first ever job as a mod, keeping track of subs, and it was the worst, most stressful day of her life. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I love the game. It is fantastic. It's really my shit. And many other games I would have turned off at this point because I would not have. I can't. I hate doing stuff again. I hate it. But I have a lot of respect for this game and I want to see it through, even though no one actually wants to watch it and I'm hemorrhaging subs, even though I said, hey guys, you pick the game that you want to watch, and then everyone goes, this one, and then no one shows up for it. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. No, I love it. It's a great system we've got that's in place for exactly that reason. But luckily my interest in the game, I really enjoy the game for what it is, and it will keep me playing it, even though, you know, I would have turned it off at this point yesterday had it been any other game. There are not many games I wouldn't have turned off at that point because I just don't give a fuck enough about life. I can't bring myself to care enough. However, I do like this game a lot, and I think it's fucking cool. And I'm into it, baby. I'm into it, and hey. But we do have to catch up with where we was at before. What are we at? 4? 4. Thank you, Lele. Someone give one to Vin Rage. He's been watching all the VODs. Really, he should subscribe himself, but he's clearly from a poverty-stricken family like me. I died very early on. Oh, fuck, really? What other way can you die? Tom Bacon only? I may end up playing this game again myself. I'm not kidding. That's how much I'm enjoying it. There you go. That's not him. That's the wrong guy, Maggie. You fucking... Sorry, I mean, thank you so much for the money. Ian did it. For every 10 gift subs, I will do squats and then press ups alternatively. You won't probably be able to see me do press ups. I don't think my camera will reach the floor, but I'll try. And I can't do press ups anymore because I'm fat and disgusting. It's crazy being... I used to be able to do fucking... And I'm not kidding, like hundreds of press ups and pull ups with ease because... Not because I was like fucking built like a brick shit ass and I was fucking double R's or nothing, but because I was so thin, because it was so light, I had nothing to push up. But now I'm old and fat. It's fucking well difficult to do pull ups and press ups. I much prefer doing pull ups to press ups, but I can't do pull ups in this room. So you wouldn't believe me if I did them. You know? How many is that? What are we at? Let me just see if I can get through this conversation. But I have to pay for a thing, so I need to get back up to my... There's a baseline of subscribers that if I don't hit that every month, and I haven't been, I can't afford rent. And sometimes I get enough sponsors that it kind of fixes it. But we did one sponsor this month, and it was it's not I wouldn't say it's the most high value payout I've ever had for a sponsor, as much as I just did it because I actually do think Hero Wars is a good game, and I needed a sponsor. But there's a number that if I hit around that many subs every month, and usually we do, and I don't need to fucking incentivize or beg, then I find that I can just about make rent. And so I try and hit that number in my head mentally. And if I hit that number, I go, okay, I'm good. And I try not to be too much of one of those, you know, every other streamer on the website that will just fucking incentivize. How many is that? 16? Oh no, I'm gonna have to do them in a row. Otherwise, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna be able to do them in a row. Dial it back. Dial it back. Stop gifting subs, or I'm gonna fucking pass out. I also have yesterday's achy arms and legs, so I can't. Guys, stop. I don't think I can do that many. If I've just realized I might die if I have to do that many in a row. Maybe I should add some like star jumps. What are we saying? Like 1 full minute of star jumps? That's not very difficult, is it? But I'm trying to think about what it should be. It should be squats, press ups. I'm not doing star jumps. It's embarrassing. That's 20. All right, fine. I'll tell you, I'll do it right now, and the rest. All right. We'll do. What was it? Squats first. 10. I got slippers on. I got D&D slippers. You haven't got D&D slippers, you fucking pussies. This is a bad idea. My legs and my arms already hurt so much. And I couldn't think of anything to incentivize you. And in my desperation, I said, oh, I'll just do squats because that's a good idea. And now I realize it's a really bad idea. Oh my god, it hurts so much. I don't know what I'm on. What is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hurts so much. Hurts so much more than it should. Now I've got to figure out how to do press ups. As low as the camera goes.
Oh, do you know what hurts so bad? It's not even the muscles, it's the... What is this? That.
So like... Because I did weights yesterday. What is the... Like the crook of my arm hurts so bad today. God, that was so much more difficult than it needed to be. This was a horrible mistake. The tendons. Do you know what I mean? Anybody that's ever worked out? This is a mistake. Didn't even see it. You couldn't see any of it? You only needed to see me go up and down. Oh, the card. No, I can't see any cards. What was the card? Have to do more? He added more squats, didn't he? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Dude, I'm not even kidding. My legs and arms hurt so bad. And I'm just devastated because I know no one believes me and it's the worst feeling. I'm like, oh, I'm already so knackered from yesterday. This is my day off. I don't work out every day. I do a day of rest and eat as much protein as I fucking can so my muscles don't hurt the next day. And no one believes me because I wouldn't either. I'd be like, You fucking pussy. Can't even do 10. Oh. Because they're not full squats, I'll do 15. Final Fantasy squats. I can't do Final Fantasy squats. What's funny is I only did squat pulses yesterday. I only did squat pulses. Which kind of hurts more, weirdly, if you know what they are. That way you just kind of do this. It fucks you up when you do it for just like 3 minutes straight. God, that hurts so much more than it should. It literally feels like the tops of my legs are splitting open. I can't explain it. God damn. Pulses hurt more, yeah. I don't think I can go all the way to the ground though, or I'll die. I only counted 12. Well, I only had to do 10. Fuck you. Fucking piece of shit. Do some yourself, you lazy bastard. Alright, what are we at? 23? Okay, that's fine. Oh, God. This was a mistake. I need the money. Do it for Kazafi. I need one of those posters that says do it for Maggie or whatever, but it's just got a picture of Merlin on it with no food. Although he's actually got extra food. I bought him some of these Dentastix chewy chunks. And I went to the shop the other day. I can't help myself. I can't really afford it. But I was like, I'll just work harder so he can have those. That's my justification in my head. And it doesn't, it's not, you know? Is this what it's like to have children? Oh, fuck, that hurts. I can't believe how much the inside of my arms hurts. In here. More than the actual muscles in my arm. And I did both biceps and triceps yesterday. I was doing I get a weight behind my head and do this. And it's fucking horrific. Okay, before I throw up. Now, what did she say? I said, hello.
Hello?
Who are you?
She doesn't really.
I need to catch up where I was in the game yesterday.
Woman.
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Time. Right now I'm browsing books.
Nod.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman? Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband?
Where could he be?
I don't know.
Where is this going, officer?
I'm hearing you don't really know where your husband
Yes,
is.
but
wouldn't you like
no.
to? Maybe you're right. Maybe he isn't missing.
Of course he's...
She has
It's okay.
What?
It's alright not to know where your husband is.
Who said that?
But he is.
Maybe your children are missing.
Absolutely.
Where are
you
they?
a policeman or a nanny?
I police whatever I want. Where are they?
They are not missing.
You know where they are. What if something horrible has
What
happened?
if they're at home smoking cigarettes?
They're almost grown up now anyway.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they aren't
Their
missing. Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't.
I was asking if your cockatoo was
I don't even
missing.
have a cockatoo.
What?
Even if I had.
If your cockatoo is
It
not missing, I
wouldn't.
just wanted to
Great.
make sure. What do you mean by calling me a cockatoo?
Nothing.
Maybe you should.
Actually, yes.
Wonderful.
Watch her browse the
An
books.
array of neurons fire
Do you
up the woman
smoke
before
is what I actually did ask her, but
Mazovian
okay, this is done.
Socioeconomics.
man, my arms. It's funny how much more out of shape I feel from this. From Christmas, not working out over Christmas. Alright, let me ask her about a book about those.
Hello again,
Buff
esteemed
were
officer.
incoming.
And
Well, I've been
welcome to
working out
crime, romance, and biographies
steadily.
of famous people.
For a little while here, but I have literally seen 0 gains. That's not true. But I don't see the gains, but I know the gains are being made because the workouts that I'm doing are getting easier. Even though I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I look exactly the same. And actually after Christmas, because I didn't work out for a month, 2 months, maybe a month and a half, something like that, I don't know, I look worse. But the difficulty of the workouts, the ones that were difficult before, have become easier. And it's really weird because I'm like, well, where's the gains? But I know I'm getting better because they're not as difficult to do. These Tabata workouts I've been doing. So I've been trying to find harder ones to do. And stuff like that. I'm looking for a book about cockatoos. One upstairs. There was a time in 2020 when I could do 40 press-ups.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the
a great
cover,
feeling.
its beak slightly open. Turns out that
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo.
I buy it.
Oh, and nature.
Thank you. And then we read it. And then I'm going to save the game.
a cockatoo, this book talks
Alright, what
about
do they
where
have?
to
Problem.
even
We found out
begin.
that I'm a cockatoo,
All
and I mean me,
cockatoos are
Brad.
known for their needy natures.
I want someone who knows how to
Require
listen
pet
to me
owners.
because I'm
Also,
chatty.
it is not recommended to get a
It's not actually how I
cockatoo
feel
if
in
you're
real
not
life,
able
by the
to
way.
cook them food every day
But this is
and give them the
23-year-old
full
Brad.
care that they need.
There has to be something
These
great about
birds will
cockatoos
make-
as
you're
well.
right. Cockatoo
Read about the
this,
funeral cockatoo. Read about the major
perhaps,
cockatoo.
in the words of poet,
Read about the bang
despite
bang.
its banging
The bird does
yes,
sound like me.
but all those
I'm the
cockatoos-
funeral
you're
cockatoo.
right.
See you later. Now, I don't know why this suddenly highlights a bunch of places. Save the game. And we're going to leave. And yesterday I went and collected a bunch of stuff to get some tear, but I only ended up getting like 60 tear, so I'm not that bothered about it. We can do that at some other point. Then I went and investigated the footprints. I did speak to Kuno. So I'll speak to him about getting some speed. Since everyone seems to think that's so important, obviously it is, and I didn't
Fuck
realise.
does Kuno care? Fucking right, pig.
And I have some.
Kuno's fuck no.
He's not worried about prison. He just wants to antagonize you. He's got to it.
Yeah.
You need to befriend him first.
Yeah.
Kuno does.
See ya. And now we investigate this, but the first time I got it right, the second time I got it
There
wrong.
are several footprints in the mud.
Visual calculus.
Left by 8
Success.
pairs of
Double
boots shuffled
sixes.
back and forth.
Now I have
One.
to go over all of them
Standard
again.
work. Is it?
Interesting. Continue counting.
Standard work. 3. Hobn 4. Standard work.
What else?
5. Another 6.
Continue.
Light as air.
I should have gotten this
Same
earlier.
make of boot.
No, I wouldn't put
But
myself
number
down. Count
7.
the rest.
The glowing out
Last
8.
one.
Another standard.
7 sets of...
8 actually.
That's all?
Light step
Interesting.
number 1.
I'm guessing
41
that's the
shoe.
skinny hardy.
Yes.
I could still be wrong.
Everyone.
200.
He might be right.
Could be
200
one,
kilograms
fat
of
guy
lip-
carrying
Possibly.
the victim.
Yes.
An aberration.
Oh,
A
This one's-
driver.
With a piece of sandpaper, which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the old soul.
She's the one running the drug trade.
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
I can't remember what I said for this one. Oh yeah, I said I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We
How
should
old do you
a
think the
week,
tracks
maybe?
are?
it is not.
How do you
I
know?
pulled last week's...
Correct again.
What do you think happened?
What do I then? After...
Indeed.
So far, so good.
Of course, there were 8 tracks.
8 tracks,
Mhm.
7 Hardy Boys.
Which one? Yes. I doubt the...
Been through all of it. Cool. Right. Then we came in and viewed them, but I want to save it again. Confront them about the thing. Yeah, whatever. And then speak to her.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Nothing. Okay, speak to him.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Yeah. I went this route, didn't I? But I found 8 sets of footprints. There's the
What do you... Or what?
Actually, boy.
This person...
Shut the fuck up.
So let me...
That's right. You're not...
Good.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a
I've
victory.
connected you to the drug
Like
trade.
it.
We'll do that. The person...
No, the thunder is his.
Nod.
Thank you.
That's...
Yeah, man.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course.
I know
Hardy,
for a fact
men
there's drugs.
who they're...
Whatever you...
Theo.
Not quite yet,
Yeah,
Mr.
it's hardly
My
the one.
aunt-
Finally.
Missing.
And
I know. Go fuck.
that's more like it, boys.
Then,
you heard him.
Now we're
It
back
was
onto
Angus
the
on all fours.
thread that I did.
Anything else you need to
that
know?
I fucked up with. Man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
They couldn't get.
Funny. But my partner...
Why is there a container belt?
Because
As he's...
They meant to
we
killing
did
him.
this together.
Just confessed to murder.
No. These
You murdered
7
him, no
honest...
remorse.
How many people have...
Or send them to reunion to rot. For
These were all
20
bad people.
years.
Look, I'm doing my job. What
For
we do
life.
is different. We enforce the law.
But you see, a lawman.
Who called the shots?
Are you deaf? Do you think you could do that?
Address him.
Do
Who
you
calls the
think-
shots?
Who do you fucking think does?
The 8th Hardy boy.
Titus.
No,
Disregard the outburst, officer.
When did this hanging
You
occur?
don't-
I know, Lizzie. Relax.
How long had you known the victim?
No. Yeah.
Quiet.
By the...
No.
This is where he tries...
Why don't you ask her?
That's enough insinuation
Why
for
did you
today.
kill him?
Cause he was worthless.
So he was just a mercenary.
What kind
And
of-
they tell us
the
about
kind
the
of-
sexual
Alive.
assault.
This one has a...
I can't prove it. but I know
What did he actually
he
do
was sent
wrong?
up wrong?
There's slight unease.
To kill us all.
Yeah.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then.
Was this the
Gets
same girl
knocked on the-
sexually
Aren't you-
assaulted?
Yeah.
No, they got her out
Me
there.
and Eugene got her out.
But who did he rape? That's
No.
a serious allegation.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one
Who did
more
the dead
question.
man rape?
Titus,
Fuck off, Carl.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment. If someone...
What you need.
as you can
It won't be for long. It's true. She was...
How did you
We
kill him?
Didn't they?
Can you give us a...
Titus.
We overpower.
Then we left him for seagulls.
Wasn't he a trained killer? How did you
maggots, and
overpower
With
him?
numbers.
Bunch of
No,
them.
he hasn't. Not yet.
Where did this
Weren't
happen?
you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened
And then this
right
one, I
here.
failed this, but we'll see how it goes this time. 42%. I think I failed this. Things aren't quite right here.
Titus
two
is solid as
successes.
a
Here we
rock,
go.
and so are a few others.
You know what?
But
So now we've diverged from the original timeline, but I'm going to accept it. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others, but... First tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police.
God, now my heart rate's come down. Thank you, Big Bear, Liz, Shadow, Terra, Toodle, Bew Bew Laser Gun, The Coffee Table, Eamon. All those gift subs. Only 50 more to go between now and the end of the month. Why are you all saying save? I did save.
This little rat-faced fellow is solid, too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
Who's cracking? This one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain.
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
There's something you're not telling me.
Fuck off, copper.
Shakes his head.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
This would keep the questioning going long enough, but then the game also has proved to me yesterday that you just have to exhaust every dialogue option, so I don't trust it anymore and I don't know how to actually play the game. You having trouble breathing, bro?
No.
He looks up startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Hi, Mugs. and the Murgle crew. We're just catching up to the point yesterday when I rage quit the game because I died and it made me go back too far.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Like what, Copper?
So I can't arrest him. So what are we going to do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
Authority godly. 16. Establish authority. Confronted about drug trade. +1. Discuss the 8th Hardy. Not going to happen though. I want to talk about the hanging again. I talked to Joyce. The merc you hanged, his friends are coming for you. Where are we on this? Prove your authority to Titus. I don't know how to do that. Other than that, we don't have any other leads either. I could boost authority. Why is my authority -1? Alright, let me long him off for a minute. And save the motherfucking goddamn piece of shit fucking trash video game. Why is my authority -1 right now? Items -1. Thoughts -1. These get rid of my authority. But what's the thoughts then? Why is my authority on a -1? Because I could sniff some of this shit. I could level up authority and sniff some shit. And then do it. Thoughts -1. Is it? Have I got a -1 to all of my thoughts right now? Can I just boost my whole intellect number here? How do you do that? I guess not. This thing? Left wing dialogue options give +4 XP. But this gave me a permanent -1 to visual calculus and authority. Forever? Annoying. Oh, I don't ever level up. I thought I did. Oh, I do. Wait, what? I can't level this one up? Skill cap reached. What? I was 1 the skill cap. Oh, this? I can only have 1 + 1 extra 1 because my intellect is 1. Oh, that's annoying. So everything else I have to get from other bonuses? That's horrific. I can't boost this main stat anymore. That's why I want to know if I can increase the stat itself, but I don't think so. I really don't know what to spend the point on. I kind of want to spend it on authority just to have for the next encounter with this guy. To try and reduce that godly effort down, but I feel like I should put it into some of these other ones, maybe. Like some of these composure checks are coming up a lot more. We'll do authority. Fuck it. Okay, let me see if I can speak to Joyce real quick. And see if she'll give me any ammo to use against these guys. Alternatively, I could go and speak to that big guy. And be like, hey, you know those union guys? They're just chilling in the bar over there. You want to suit up and go and mow them down with a fucking MP5? Although I have a feeling maybe I'm actually on the union side. I just don't know it. Like, I'm getting the vibe here that I'm working for the bad guys. And they just presented it a different way.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
All around you, rain keeps falling down.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
And on the water around
that
you.
Doesn't keep my eyes from turning into red. Like the summer sun. Jesus. I don't know the words, but there was a kid at school called Sam who used to sing that. That's the lyrics. I could use a coat like that.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water.
Hydroponic.
Almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
I wondered if she was going to have a new dialogue option. I'll ask her about the reality we're in.
Reality?
It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes.
The episode.
Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
Okay.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but
that
begin
guy.
with the first, okay?
Get your cane dog training. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Okay. You mentioned that's dead on, by the way, if anyone knows that meme. Dead on! You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Mm-hmm.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Girl, are you diabetic? Because I've got an insulin dick for you right here, and you look like you need an injection. Boom.
I want to shake that man's hand.
Okay. What's the name of this island?
Caillou.
I'm in an annoying
As you
mood today,
already
aren't I? I'm
know.
so sorry. You can tire me
Imagine a
out by
pebble.
giving me 10 gift subs.
A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble
Oh,
is of
Jesus.
enormous value to her.
Ready for it? What if it's the same? Random button press. It's in there, Brad. Damn it.
And I'm
Destroyed.
Hey!
Activating.
Took 20 presses. Okay, that's Martinez. Okay. I did it. The one time I didn't do it was actually when he said it. What's Revachol?
Revachol,
Shal.
the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve.
We built
history.
this city.
Our part in it, at least. Our
We built
century.
this city on Sausage Row. Who built this city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
That should be Leeds. Wait, where's Greg's from? Who invented Greg's? Isn't it from Leeds? Greg's. Greg's. Greg's.co.uk. Greg's Wikipedia. Greg's is a British bakery chain. It specialises in savoury products such as bakes, sausage rolls, sandwiches, and sweet items including donuts and vanilla slices. Ew. Looks like a blob of wax. It is headquartered in Newcastle, man. Way, man. Newcastle, not Leeds. Hey, come closer. Closer. It's all the fucking same. Newcastle and Leeds are the same, and everyone from Newcastle and Leeds in the chat room just started fighting each other. Everyone from Newcastle. What did you say about me, mate? What did you say about me, mate? Everyone from Leeds just went, what you fucking me, mate? Because people from Newcastle and people from Leeds, animals, barely human, barely conscious. When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Down, 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 da 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 da. Dun 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 ba da dun 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 dun. You can make it stop. I seem to be suffering a manic episode, and you can tire me out. Well, how many subs are we up to? 16. 4 subs. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. I'm not in control of these outbursts. Honestly, if you think I am, please understand I need help. Why will it resolve history?
Shadow Thirek God wants you to do 10 squats.
This is not how this is supposed to go. This is bullshit. It cost him a fucking penny. How many was it? 10? there's 4 gift subs. I have to do 10 more. And you know why you have to keep your arms out in front of you? It keeps your chest open so you can breathe. Keep your arms in front of you. Why will it resolve history? My legs are actually warmed up from the previous run. It wasn't as bad.
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
Do not redeem!
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts.
1.
The stuff
That counts.
men.
Resubs don't count. What did she say? How many is that, Lux? Oh, that's only 29. Get fucked, Nuerg. You relied on my ability to count? Everyone point and laugh at Nuerg. Ha ha. I can't count. Point and laugh at Nuerg. Ha ha, I can't count. Idiot. Hey, Nuerg. Wasted your money, you fucking idiot. Shit. I think I was supposed to do press ups. I've forgotten what way around it is. It was squats, press ups, squats. And that was 30, so it was squats. Okay. Next is press ups. Okay. Hurts my legs. Hurts my soul. Have I got? We need only 40 more subscribers. Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean,
of the
world's connective tissue.
And he said
it's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an unimportant part of an important place. Pretty much at the center of the world.
Oh, we're quite a way off.
Oh.
About
Points across the water where the skyscrapers are.
22 kilometers
Right.
from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Observe the large body of the water swelling cold.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence.
I look
slowly.
cool. If you don't say anything, you look cool.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Hello.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
I want to know everything now.
That is understandable, but perhaps it's better not to eat all your candy at once.
I binged through Lele's cakes last night.
I want to see that man's hand.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Conceptualization impossible. What is? Reach for something fundamental. What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
What's the big time?
The revolution.
Ha! And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
Oh.
Oh, and the anarchists too.
No! My
They shot them
people!
well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Ooh, what a kerfuffle!
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head.
Good.
Or thrown beneath a horse.
Good.
Or drowned.
Good.
Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Bugger!
The real king abdicated and lived out
Orcish.
a long and productive life as a venture capitalist
Not
in
the
Grad.
character, I was going to say. Not the character, Orcish, not a real person. Not the streamer. I was doing an impression of an orc from Shadow of Mordor or whatever that game was called.
Bugger!
That's what I would say.
Meat's back on the menu. Bugger it all.
Smart king. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture. Smart king, cowardly king. I loved that king. Fucking communist, cowardly king.
I prefer the term risk-averse.
Oh, it was Guillaume?
King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Kingsman? Probably can't show this, huh? Imagine it. Just imagine it in your mind's eye. Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Everything. Noises, and I don't know where they're coming from. And the last time I heard noises coming from the street, the internet turned off for 2 days. The liberals got the mineral rights, and mineral rights I mean everything. Wait, so it was the communist. What's the difference between a communist and a liberal? Aren't liberals communists? I don't know any of these terms. See, I would love to go to school now. I'd listen. You know? What were we saying? I don't know what any of these terms mean, and everyone chucks them around all day, every day on Twitter, and I still don't know what anyone's talking about. And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective.
Are they?
Or the remaining gentry.
Oh.
The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement.
That's not the same as our world, is it? A liberal is a centrist who pays lip service to the left. Now, is that your opinion, or is that an actual fact? Because you sound like you voted for Donald Trump. And that's fine, I don't care if you did. I'm not one of those people. Who cares? School tuition! Yorkie, stop. You're going to need that money when the fucking liberals come knocking at your door for playing the Harry Potter game. You're going to need a palisade wall. Liberals believe that people can be communist voluntarily. Communists believe that they have to force it on others for it to work. Well, that's true, isn't it? I believe in communism. Liberal, I'm not reading what Wolfman said, I don't believe him. Haunted Raven, liberalism is an ideological belief that believes in individual freedom. Liberalism is a political ideology that thinks that an individual is free from all interfaces and restrictions. On the other hand, communism does not give any emphasis on individual freedom. Communism is a political ideology that stands for equality of all. But I believe in individualism and equality for all. What does that make me? Provide context. No. I will not. This is the internet. It doesn't matter. The context is irrelevant, Kyorki. Adorable. If they want you dead, you die. An anarchist. A liberal. An idealist. Wait, there's not one that... What am I? I believe in individual freedom and equality for all. Except the rich. Can I be a liberal communist? That's utopia. But that's not what utopia means. That's not a political stance. Why does this one not exist? Am I the only person? Huh? My arms hurt. I actually did a political compass. I've done it before. I'll do it again. They're a short one. Okay. There's something going on outside my house. It sounds like there's a kaiju. If economic globalization is inevitable, don't know what that means. It should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of national corporations. Strongly agree. Agree. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Disagree. Strongly disagree. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Strongly agree. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Strongly disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'd agree with that slightly, but let's not go too crazy. It doesn't mean... If there was a middle option, I would like that. Military action that defies international... Because that seems case by case. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. This is Team America, right? Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I feel like it is, but we never do it correctly. I'll agree. There is now worrying fusion of information and entertainment. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Oh yeah, of course there is. It's mental. People are ultimately divided by more by class than by nationality. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I think that's probably true, because there's probably an Illuminati controlling everything. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Oh wow, I don't know what either of these things are on an economic level, so I don't know how to answer this. Inflation is pretty fucked, but also unemployment is pretty fucked, isn't it? They're both fucked and they need to be fixed. Controlling inflation is what is causing everyone to become absolutely like, we can't afford eggs. Controlling inflation. I would agree with that, I think. But I don't know. I wish there was a don't know option. I feel like I'm doing the wrong test. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Strongly agree. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. From each according to his ability, you get stuff according to, you get the job according to your ability. To each according to his need, people who need maybe help, like the disabled, should get a wheelchair. Yeah? Yeah, I agree with that, I think. I'm probably wrong. Dude, I'm probably so wrong on these, and it's going to come up at the end and be like, you're a Nazi, and it's because I don't actually understand any of these questions. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I'm going to get it correct. It's a sad reflection on our society that something... If you know me really well, which you all know me obviously extremely well, and I'm clearly reading it wrong, tell me. The freer the market, the freer the people. Here's one. Everyone always says the market and the free market, and I don't know what that means. I missed the top one? No, I didn't. What is the market? What does this mean? Translate. Google Translate. Trading. The freer there is trading. Brexit. What is Brexit? I disagree with Brexit. Because no restriction on trade. Brexit is restricting the fuck out of trade, right? The less regulation in the market, the freer people are. Means people don't get regulated or nothing. Which one of these fucks over companies? I don't trust anyone making profit in anything. So, which one puts more food in people's hands and makes less profit for companies? The free market means companies have full control. So, strongly disagree. And you think I got one wrong on the last page? Remember what I said here. Agree, strongly agree, strongly disagree. Will they stay ticked? Oh, thank God. Which one did you say I got wrong? On the first page, the last question. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. No, I understand that one. Fuck. What was it? Agree. People are divided by class and nationality. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Because corporations cannot be trusted. I don't even need to read the rest. From each according to his ability, each according to his need. I think I said that. Free of the market was... Wait, what did I say for this? Free market means companies are so strong disagree. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded, productive. Strongly agree. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Agree. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Agree. Protectionism. The theory or practice of shielding a country's domestic industries from foreign competition by taxing imports. Still don't know what it means. Shield country's domestic from foreign competition. Who cares? No, because how would you get stuff from other countries? Not every country can make everything. Disagree? You think this is an agree for me? Are you asking? Don't answer for yourself. Answer for me. Like the US putting extra tax on China's products. This allows more powerful countries to buy lesser ones? Oh. Oh, I see. It's the other way around. I'm reading it wrong. It's taxation on products that you can make in your own country to curtail the competition. Well, then I don't understand. I don't know anything about politics, guys. I know you guys love it. I know the internet absolutely loves it, just slurping it up all day, and it bores the fuck out of me, and everyone gets so heated over it that I feel compelled to turn away from anyone that gets too heated over any conversation. I have no interest in it. Protectionism is supporting local trade products more. Okay, then yes, I agree with it. I won't go strongly agree because I don't trust the question. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. No. The rich are too highly taxed. No way, dude. Tax the fuck out of them. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. I do think if you've got more money, then it doesn't. It's not necessarily that you should be reduced to the same level as people who don't have money, because there is a lot of people who will just scam the government. They just have kids to mooch off of taxes, taxpayers and stuff. Like, I'm not completely 100% in favor of every single fucking person who is poor, because I hate a lot of very poor people as well, because they are lazy. Some people, I mean, there's a lot of people that will just live off of benefits forever, and they're tricking the system, and they could probably work. They could even, like, a part-time job, and they could sort their shit out. But I feel badly for the people who can't, who do need those benefits, you know, disabled, or some parents and stuff like that, the less fortunate, and but the people who abuse that system, I absolutely hate. So if you can afford stuff, if you can afford a yacht, or you can afford to have private fucking healthcare, or you can afford to have stuff because you're a hard-working person, then I think it's fair. But I do think that I hate the extreme rich. I don't mind middle rich, middle poor. I think that the extreme poverty is sometimes circumstantial, and sometimes they're just the scum of the earth. That's the problem, is that the scum of the earth are at the extreme ends. Though I do think that there's probably more extreme rich people who are fucking evil reptile people, and I can't stand them, and they've probably just burned through people, humans who have been working really hard, and they just burned them out to get to where they're at, than there is people on the poverty line who are like scummy little fucking rude boys living on the street and off benefits and robbing people on trains. So it's kind of again, it's a little bit of a case-by-case thing, but I do think that some people have worked really hard to get what they earned, and I think that those people should still be able to buy nice things for themselves. And I don't think private healthcare is a big deal, so long as we also have healthcare for people who can't afford it. That's the key here. If the option was if we get rid of private healthcare, everyone, and force those doctors to work for like a national health service of some sort, I'd be all for it. If it meant that there wasn't enough for everyone else. So this one's kind of tough for me, because I'm like, I do hate a lot of really poor people as well. I just absolutely, like, 99% of the time, I find that extreme rich people are as close to morally bankrupt and morally evil as it can get. Whereas poverty-stricken people, even some of the worst, most fucking poor scumbags that are robbing people on trains, they got there because their life was fucked up, and it was probably because some rich person fucked over someone in their family, you know, or something like that. I don't know. The Joker, the fucking entire story of the Joker movie. I don't even like the Joker movie, but... So those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. I mean, I don't hate entirely the idea of it, but I feel like this question is not... I think I would answer this, but I think it's not what I'm actually... I don't think this question is asking me what I actually feel. So I'm gonna go with disagree, even though really I think I agree. You know what? Fuck it. I agree a bit. I'm not that much of a fucking bleeding heart liberal. But I think this is sort of trying to say like, oh yes, well, rich people should have access to higher standards of medical care. We're doing better and we deserve to be alive longer. So in that case, I disagree. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Yeah, 100%. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. I don't even know what any of that means, but I'm pretty sure I strongly agree. Restrict them. They all need restrictions. It's fucking horrific. They're all awful. Abortion. When the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Obviously not. It's the most insane thing. My life would be over if it wasn't for abortion, by the way. I would hate my life. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's just... Yeah. I feel like that they don't mean it the way that I agreed to it. Some of these I'm like, I agree to it, but I feel like they don't mean it the way I mean it. You know? So situational, Remilern. Like 100%. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theatres or museums that cannot survive on commercial basis. That's a tough one. Though I think if we were running out of hospitals and food, we should get rid of cultural things first, like theatres and museums. But without those things, you just evolve into just a machine. So it's kind of hard for me to agree with it. But I do think that there comes a point, if a country becomes absolutely fucking destitute and we're still, like, where taxes can be cut. And I'm talking after we've done all the obvious ones, like military and all those ones that people pretend to, you know, and paying the fucking rich for being rich. And we're down to legitimately, like, now it's either we cut hospitals or we cut theatres, then cut theatres, but taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theatres or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I think I disagree with it, though. I think paying a little bit towards that is not the end of the world. A long time ago, I really hated taxes, and I got fucking absolutely butchered by taxes this year. I honestly feel like it's the wrong amount. I'm concerned about how much I got taxed. I don't think it's right, but I guess we'll find out. I won't find out till next year, but like basic taxes are really useful. I don't disagree with taxes as a whole at all. I think basic tax, like the roads and shit, like you're driving around, you're getting on buses, you're getting on trains, lights work outside, you know, stuff like that. That's all taxes that pay for that stuff. And I think I used to just think it was daylight robbery and theft. And in many cases it is. But like, it's all of these things, you know, I don't even fucking use half of the stuff that taxes go towards. I need like 6 surgeries that I've been paying taxes towards the NHS for. But I do think that some basic taxes are really important. It's just when they get silly, like America with their fucking military budget and shit, which they're clearly not using entirely for military and all that, you know. So taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theatres or museums. I think I disagree with it. I think that some culture stuff is very important. It's you know, it's educational. People need, you become it becomes Equilibrium, that movie Equilibrium, when they're all fucking being injected with a thing that makes you not feel empathy and love, and you can't look at a paint. There are no paintings, there are no books. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Yeah, this is a tough one because I didn't go to school and I don't like the way school is. The system of school is kind of weird. Not everyone fits into that pie, but most people do. And we kind of can't have anarchy. Now, here's the thing. You all know I would prefer to live in a post-apocalyptic anarchist's playground. Well, I'm going to answer based on the fact that I'm stuck living in your rules. I'm stuck living in your world with your rules and your laws that were made up by a bunch of old fucking idiots hundreds of years ago. And so I'm going to answer based on that. In my anarchist side says, fuck school. Just fucking do what you want and then see how it works out. Because I didn't do well in school because the way that you go to school for the most part is that they give you a book and you have to learn the page and then regurgitate it at the end of the year. And it's not really the way I learn things. So I did not fit well in school. And I was fucked up and I didn't want to go. But I think it's a good idea to just kind of force people to go to school because you learn a lot about your child. You're forming. Your mind is forming, and I feel like you need to be in most people, just your average neurotypicals need to be in a group, need to be for multiple years in a fucking system, in a system where you go to a place, you learn how to interact with everyone, you maybe get information on stuff, how the world works, geography, math, English, and you're introduced to all this stuff. You're surrounded by other people. You understand how a social hierarchy works. You understand how social skills are. You learn not to do that. You learn you should do this. And all of that stuff, I think most people benefit from in a way that really stops the world from devolving. Because if everyone was just left to their own devices, it would just be chaos. And although I think I'd be okay with that, for the most part, I think it's a good idea to force people to go to school. But not everyone. I think it should be... I think certain people... neurodivergent, atypical personalities, atypical learning. I think that they should... What I've learned from having rampant autism in my family, not really, but from an autistic perspective, I'm not autistic, but I know a lot of people who are, and my sister is currently trying to put her kid in school, and it's really hard to do, is that there isn't enough neurodivergent forms of school. And I think that that's a shame. I'd like more schools that give different approaches to learning, and there are a few, but they're kind of few and far between. If I had a school, I would send them to one of those ones. I think it's called a Montessori school. Is that correct, parents? I think it's called Montessori learning, but I might be wrong. That's what I would send my kid to, 100%. The one where you kind of learn at your own pace and that it's built around a different style of learning. I don't like the way schools teach. Luckily, I don't have children. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. What does that mean? I think I know what this question's getting at, so I strongly disagree. That's not how people are people. That's not the singular and only thing. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Hey, child of a spank, just beat the fuck out of your child. It's just mental. The idea of like hitting a child is crazy to me. I understand I understand, first of all, I understand that I don't have kids, and everyone with kids, hearing anybody without kids talk about having kids is the most infuriating thing. I get it. But I just don't understand it. Like, you outweigh the weight class alone is insane. There are so many better ways to interact and interface with a child to discipline them. You can learn. I learned better lessons from what my parents said to me than I ever did from my parents hitting me. It just makes you afraid. And you don't want a child that's afraid in any way is not good. That will develop poorly in their long-term mental health, and it will fuck them up in the long term. They will learn to fear you in the wrong way. They should respect you, and some of that can come from fear. I think some of it can come from fear, but it needs to be a healthy fear, not a I'm not safe at home with this fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex who can easily decimate me in a fucking combat situation, of course, because I'm 7. And I just don't understand it. And I feel like most of the time if people are hitting their kids, it's because they're at their wits' end, because children are fucking annoying. They're not doing what you say. Most of them are violently swinging between independence, like seeking their own independence. They start saying no to everything. You say don't do that, they throw the thing across the room and they start acting that way. It makes sense that you would become so frustrated that you lose any focus and you just fucking hit the kid. I get it, 100%. Like, I've been around children that aren't mine and I want to fucking hit them, but I think it reflects on the parent 100% and 0% on the child. Even if it's the worst behaved child, you just don't understand how to interact with your child. The child could have any number of things going on mentally. It might just be a neurotypical kid trying to fucking say no, trying to discover its independence, and that's healthy and that's normal. And you need to encourage it in a healthy way and learn about it and learn how to deal with that as a parent. Alternatively, it could just be that your kid has some sort of neurodivergence, something like an ADHD or an autism or something, some sort of learning difficulty, some sort of social misunderstanding, and it's something you need to quickly identify, figure out, learn how to handle and learn how to discipline. But I think anytime anyone is violent, in my opinion, it's 100% of the time on them. Unless, of course, you're defending someone, but then someone's being violent to you. Reaction to violence with violence is different, I think, sometimes. But if you're a parent physically harming a child in any way, I think it's very dangerous for that kid's mind and growth. And I think it is a breakdown of your mental ability to control a situation. The last thing, whenever someone is being violent, it's because they've lost control, whether they mentally are just unable, they can't comprehend that they're not in control anymore, or they just don't have the ability to fucking understand shit, like, I don't know. But I think it's the last resort to take control of a situation. You've lost control, you're feeling a whatever feeling, and you are now physically trying to control the situation with your physical body, the physical instrument in the fucking game. And I think that is a reflection on you. If anybody that can stay absolutely fucking dead calm, that isn't a psychopath, that is just so in control of their own mood, so in control of their own reactions and catalysts, triggers, mental fucking reactions that cause you to emotionally react in a physical way. Those are the best people ever. They're always anyone that can stay calm in those situations, usually are very insightful people that you can be like, hey man, how did you stay so calm? And they'll be like, well, it just comes down to this, this and this. Or they understand the situation really well, or they really know their shit about something. It doesn't trigger them out. They don't take shit personally. So for me, man, I don't understand anyone that beats the fuck out of a kid. I don't understand people that hit them even lightly. I don't get it. Play fighting is different, but I think if you are just beating the fuck out of a kid, they will certainly learn their lesson, but I just don't think it's healthy in the long term. And I think most people do spank their kids. And again, I don't have kids. I've been around a lot of parents. I've spent some time around kids and stuff, but I don't spend a lot of time around kids. I don't like kids. They annoy me. I want to fucking hit them. But I'm a fucking child abuse child, so maybe I'm reacting, maybe a little overreaction myself, but I don't think it ever, I just can't imagine it is healthy at all. But I get it. I absolutely get it. I think parents who hit their kids, I 100% sort of understand how you can get to that level of frustration day in, day out, dealing with these fucking kids, especially if they're a terror, and especially if they have some sort of, you know, an ADHD kid has got to be so annoying. How annoying was Myth as a kid? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude. I'll just never understand it, though. I don't think it makes any sense to me. But again, I'm not a person with a child, and I don't want any children, and you know, some parents might be like, listen man, I beat the shit out of my kid and he grew up and he's fucking great now, really well rounded, and then, you know, cool, great, I'm glad it worked out for you. Maybe you parented them in a different way around that. Maybe your parenting around that was so good that it didn't have a long-term effect. And I think there's probably a lot of ways around those things. I think the main thing though with kids is you've got to make sure they have if a kid doesn't feel safe in their environment growing up, I think it just develops into all sorts of different worries and anxieties and mental health issues, which I think is, a kid needs to feel very safe at home in his nest, in his habitat, his or her, or they, you know, just they have to feel very safe, or it's just gonna, it starts to spiral, and they're like a kid growing, you know, like plants that grow up in the sun and then a plant that grows up in a cupboard. They still grow up, but they're like all weird and twisted. I think that's mental health. So good parents have to sometimes spank their children. Disagree. I went off on a tangent there because I am child abuse. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Yeah, of course it is. In fact, strongly agree. That's just part of growing up. I saw a great fucking TikTok yesterday where a guy was saying, he said, it's not important that my kid loves me. It's not important that my kid wants anything from me. That's not my job. It's not their responsibility. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't opt into any of this stuff. It's entirely my responsibility to love my child, provide for my child, and get them to a point where they are independent and free. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's it. People are so in their own heads about their kids. They want their kids to grow up and be like mimics of them. My dad one of the main reasons I think I have no relationship with my dad is that he expected me to grow up and be a clone of him. And the moment he realized that wasn't going to happen, I had no relationship with him. He disconnected from me completely. And it's such a, I feel like I see that in a lot of parents. I'm like, yeah, you did this for you. And that's absolute. And already I'm like, yep, fuck that kid. That kid's a write-off. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. Dude, if either ban alcohol or legalize weed everywhere and some other drugs. I honestly think like some mushrooms should be good. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. Nah, dude. Disagree. I do think it should help them to find jobs, and I think most schooling is for neurotypical people to understand how to function in the world as the laws and rules that were given to us that we have to live in. I don't like living in this world with the laws and rules that were invented by a bunch of people however long ago, but I do think for the most part socially we subscribe to a general understanding of society and civilization, and I think there are other jobs that schools should be providing. They should be helping kids learn who they are, helping them to mature and become who they want to be, and it should definitely, and I think the secondary function of schooling should be to help people just understand how to fucking be social. I think people should be able to come out of school and understand how society works, and be able to interact and interface with society in a way. It isn't just, but everyone makes it all about getting a job because it's all about the machine, and I think it's skewed. I don't really like the school system too much. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strongly agree. I mean, look at Maya. What the fuck, dude? No, obviously not, dude. What? I mean, just again, people should be able to do whatever they want, man. If you and your stupid fucking husband, who definitely shouldn't have children, with your fucking sitting there drinking beer while pregnant, smoking fucking 2 packs a day, you know, squirting out another kid, can have a fucking kid, then the most fucking well-rounded, wonderful human being ever, who might have an inheritable disability, should absolutely be allowed. The people that are, like, the most people that have children are the worst people, dude. Let anyone have kids. If we're gonna let anyone have kids, let anyone have kids. If we're gonna start clamping down on disability, then clamp down on just everyone. You should be taking tests. I can't believe you can't take tests. Like, you don't have to take a test to have a kid. Are you insane? Most people should, I feel like everyone should be having a test. You should be able to pass a basic fucking human function test. You know? Dude, man. Most people shouldn't be allowed to have children. I feel like we should be fucking born, and then everyone has an inhibitor chip planted in them. And then once you do a test and you pass that test, whatever age it is, then you're good, man. Unsterilized. The people that can have children terrify me. But we've got to keep the machine going, man. Got to keep that fucking wheel going. Get the boys in the factory. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. We should have reproduction licenses. If we want to go down this fucking route. You know? Get me fucking started on that shit, dude. Most people are awful. Nurik loves this, man. What is this questionnaire? I'm doing a political compass test. We're playing this game, and it seems to have an element to it that is focusing very heavily on where your character's political compass lies in this skewed version of a sort of dystopian setting, post-war shit. And I keep asking, I don't know anything about politics. I just rely entirely on feeling when it comes to politics, but I don't know what any of these fucking words mean. You know, I don't really know what a liberal is. I know what it means in a meme sense. I don't know what a communist is. I don't know what all these things are. So we thought it would be funny to do a political compass test, which I'm sure is going to absolutely fucking infuriate everyone in here. And we'll see where I land on the political compass. But we've already discussed the fact that I personally would love to live in what I think would probably end up being, if I was put into a machine and the machine reality warped the world around me to the most comfortable, like, geopolitical existence, I think it would probably be some sort of anarchy, or it would jumble things up into a sort of liberal communism, which is what started this talk off, where I'm very strongly in favor of, like, social rights of everyone, social communism maybe, I don't know, and everyone should just be kind of free to do what they want, like an individualism. I'm not a fan of the rich. I'm not a fan of power being given to really any one single person or family, like a monarchy or whatever. I hate all of that shit. And I'd rather just live in a state like chaos reduces everyone to a level of equality to a degree. The only problem with chaos in my head is that I think the weakest would struggle to be protected and struggle in that situation. But again, it was my own personal fucking thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Why did you even ask the fucking... Why are you in here asking questions if you want me to play the game? We are playing the game. Did you play this game? This is playing the game. This is part of the game, dude. I'm so into this game. I'm taking a geopolitical test so that I can answer the fucking stupid random questions of this woman correctly. This is properly play. This is how you play a game. I don't play games like you. You fucking just sit there with your fucking brain dead tone like that. I'm gonna click a button and then just shoot and think. Dude, I'm fucking feeling this game out, dude. I'm in it. I'm in the game. Don't come in here and ask what's going on and then fucking get annoyed when what I'm doing is being explained to you. Asshole. The worst type of person. Alright, see you later. What a fucking dickhead. Hey guy, I'll knock you out. Come to my house. Beat the shit out of you. I love it because you know that that type of person absolutely hates that I would say something like that to them. Burns them up inside. You know? Lay this fucking prick out. Alright, let me carry on with this. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Who wrote this quiz? My dad? No, dude. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. Yeah, dude. Kinda. I mean, maybe not. I suppose there are no, they're peoples. Okay, yeah. There are just different cultures, kinda. Wait. What does this mean? I believe in... I mean, Neanderthals were a thing. We were just all Neanderthals. It was nothing to do with race or anything like that, though, was it? That's what this is asking me, right? There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Let me just check I'm not answering this incorrectly. Do you support colonialism? How the fuck is it saying that? I thought this was some sort of racism. There are no savage and civilized people. I mean, there is savage and civilized people, but it's not... But it's a development thing based on technology, you know. Some cultures are more civilized than others. Okay, see, I don't know if I agree with it necessarily. I think culture is just culture. But I'm fucking weird, man. I don't know if I really... I don't think I understand the question. There are no savage and civilized peoples. That's the word that's tripping me up. There are only different cultures. I don't think this makes sense, this question. Is savagely based on the human or the culture they're raised in? But what do you mean by culture? Do they have science? Do they have textbooks? What is a Neanderthal? They have textbooks in science. Okay. So they have textbooks in science, but they still believe in a Christian God. A Neanderthal is a species, not a culture. But what does peoples mean? I want to know what this question is asking me. I don't think I understand this question. 200 years ago, the English would think people living in the jungle in Africa would be savages. Right? I don't think that necessarily. I think that they just don't have resources. They just don't have... you know, it's just... We invented the wheel, you know, or something. Someone somewhere invented the wheel and then slowly it moved around. So what's the answer, Maya? You know Maya. You know who I am. He's long gone, Biz. American colonists referring to Native Americans as savages. Okay, yeah, I would not refer to Native Americans as savages. What's my answer? In gypsy culture, they marry their 12-year-old daughters to 20-plus-year-old dudes in exchange for money goods, right? I mean, everyone did that at one point, though. You do it now, okay? If you go to America and look at any fucking Christian community, one of those weird... they're all fucking psychotic. So by your definition, the Native Americans just differently cultured. Culture is culture. Yeah. I don't really give a fuck how people... I don't give a fuck how people do whatever they do. Whatever people do, they can do that. And I'll play this. I'm going to play my video game and you do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't fucking care. The culture may seem savage, but people within it don't necessarily need to be. Yeah, that's what I think. So is the answer I have here correct? I'll go with strongly agree because I don't really see any... I don't care. What the fuck? I don't need to label everyone. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I kind of agree with this. But I agree with it not because I agree with the structure. Because I disagree with the structure of everyone has to work 40 fucking 5 hours a week. And that's the end of it. 9 to 5. Like, I hate the structure of the world and the rules that I was born into the world. And they went, these are all the rules, you know? And it's unfair. Because I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why are there rules? For anything? Can't I just go and live in the field and eat food off the trees? Like it's kind of supposed to be, but you know, then we started to learn and we've observed and all of this stuff, and then we invented trade and trade became everything. I get it. So honestly, we're all fucked. And if you want stuff, you kind of got to work for it, and that's just the way it is. I would love it if everyone just stopped working. COVID was my ultimate hope. I was like, oh, this is going to break the wheel, dude. Like, obviously COVID was awful, but I was like, this is going to break the fucking wheel. Some shit's going to change after this, but it didn't. All it did was shift more money and more power into the hands of the worst people ever, which was because they were the only ones that could survive the thing. You know, we needed more damage to be done. But yeah, based on the fact of the rules, like I kind of hate all of the people that try and rob me on the train. And those are these people. They refuse to work. But also, I a little bit refuse to work as well. So I don't know, man. I agree, but I think I don't agree based on what this questionnaire is asking me. This questionnaire is asking me if I'm a middle class white man who inherited a, you know, decent amount of money. I agree. It's another one of those things where, like, every other person, situational. I think for the quiz is asking me if I'm a middle-aged fucking, yeah, if I'm a white man Republican, which is why I'm going with disagree. But I actually do agree on, there are cases where I'm like, shut the fuck up, you're a fucking piece of shit, you're just a chav on the train and I hate you so much, go get a job. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. The Murgles question. Murgles was like bing 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 bing. No, dude, this is new, but when I'm troubled, I actually think the best thing you can do is think about it. But I'll go like this. The best thing you can do is actually think about it and process the trouble. First-generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I agree with that, but it's not because I agree with it. It's because fucking people are awful and they will never fully integrate because everyone's a prick. But well, let me re-figure this out. They're saying, my opinion is that first-generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within it. Of course they fucking can. So wait, am I... How hard would it be? Just like, you have to learn a couple of things. Do I agree with this? Everyone should just... I don't give a fuck, man. I fucking hate borders and all of this stuff. I think we should just let everyone in. Let everyone in everywhere. Give it a week and we'll all be good. I disagree. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated with... Yeah, okay, so I strongly disagree. What's good for the most useful corporations is always ultimately good for us all. No. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. So BBC, no broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't trust anyone. But I do feel like independent, publicly funded broadcasting stuff usually does have a more tempered opinion on shit. You know? Like, for most of the time, BBC has been way less annoying than Fox. So I think I disagree. Next. Cabron on 4 of 6. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counter-terrorism. I feel like that's true in America, isn't it? America went absolutely insane and was like, well, they're coming right for us, so we need $1,000 billion from each person to buy more guns. And we're going to invade like 3 places we don't need to. You know? So I agree with that, but I'm not from America, so it probably wasn't as bad here, even though we did it as well. Excessively curbed. Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? Military taxes are fucking ridiculous. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. Fucking Google Translate that. A significant... What's a one-party state? If we could only vote for one type of government, like if we could only vote China. A one-party state is China, but you're saying that like I know what China is, you guys. You think I know how China runs? They have a dictator. Okay, so a dictatorship, an advantage of a dictatorship is it avoids all the arguments that delay progress. Well, no, I don't think that. No way. That's the opposite of what I want, is a one-party state. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. China again, isn't it? Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. If I've learned anything from the internet, it's that everyone's going down. If they want to get you, they'll get you. And they can just form an argument based around anything they find. The witch hunts over this fucking Harry Potter game, you know? Is that what this means? What does this mean? If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about. Right. But that's not the case, and that's never been the case. I don't... Exactly, if they determine you're evil, they will get you. You don't need a VPN if you're doing good. Well... So, although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, not anything, just a statement, only wrongdoers need to be worried. I don't know what this question is asking me, though. I don't understand what this means. Okay, I'll just put it this way, what I think it means. We should live in the Minority Report, where everyone can see everything that everyone is doing, and if you do anything wrong, Batman smashes through your window and kicks the fuck out of you for misclicking on a porn website and looking at an AI image of someone. You have no privacy, but it's all good since you're doing no wrong. Yeah, see, that doesn't worry me too much. I'm an open book. But I don't think that's what the question means. It's saying if you're not a criminal, it shouldn't matter that there's a surveillance camera every 15 minutes. But a surveillance cameras are pretty useful. I quite like that everyone is filming everyone now. All of those fucking TikToks where someone's filming someone on the train being a complete prick. They're actually, you've got evidence. It's nice to have evidence. If there are surveillance cameras everywhere and fucking, you know, Murgles gets kidnapped, then we can trace the surveillance cameras to find where she is, no? But I don't think that's what the question is asking me. I think that this question is asking me if... yeah, I think this question is saying that we should have, like, surveillance, everyone watching everyone. If you approve of surveillance state because you aren't making any crimes, you don't be scared. Yeah, this is the thing. I don't really approve of, like, a surveillance state, but I do think it's useful to have technology that helps us. The people... It's not the wrongdoers on the side that are being watched that I'm worried about. It's the wrongdoers on the side that are doing the watching that I'm worried about in that state. So what does that mean? I'm answering for the question. You guys are doing this for me. You guys are doing the test for me. I promise I'm answering it as honestly as I can. I'm not afraid to put my political compass on the internet because I've never given a fuck about politics. Do you trust the state to correctly identify what should be a crime and what to prosecute? No, I don't trust the state for anything. I don't trust the government at all. But again, I don't know whose government this is. Are we talking about a magical government that exists in the future? Are we talking about the one that's in my reality warped world? Are we talking about the one that exists now? And if we're talking about the one that exists now, we're talking about England or America. This seems to be an American political test. Are we talking about China? Where are we talking about? The Congo? I don't know what state I'm supposed to be trusting. In general, I don't trust any of them. So I strongly disagree. Okay, fuck it, that'll do. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I feel like it's a bit... Here's some shit about the death penalty that I don't think this question is asking me. The death penalty... I kind of want... I'd rather bring back torture for some people, but I need omnipresent, like omnipotent confirmation that the person did it. That's my only issue, is that I can never 100% have conviction on anything ever, unless I saw it with my own two eyes. So if you tell me with... I need like real, like really solid evidence that someone did something to give them the highest level of a penalty, which in some places is the death penalty. But I kind of would rather that they just stayed locked up forever. But there's the other thing is, like, people who are... Let's imagine I can magically know the truth. I just have the ability to know the truth. And in every situation, I kind of do feel like the worst crimes... I'm very vengeful. I can be very vengeful. If someone did something really awful to somebody that I loved, that was really awful, just whatever the most awful thing is that you can think of in your head to them, I like the idea that they sit on death row for 30 years and then die at the end of it, because I'm a vengeful little petty man. But I don't know if I truly agree with it, because I do think that people can change. So the thing is, in this reality now, I have the ability to know whether they've changed or not, whether they truly regretted that thing, whether there was something else going on with them. And I can forgive some of the worst shit ever, I think, if I have enough proof that you've gotten over it. Everybody makes mistakes, and sometimes people are led to do very terrible things due to some outside influence, or maybe, pain, internal pain, mental health, something like that. And in some situations, I could actually imagine forgiving people for doing really awful things to people that I love. Now, I'm not talking about serial killers or psychopaths or people that do this repeatedly and they're obviously just fucking, crazy and probably shouldn't be allowed in society because they're just going to go around killing people and shit. So I struggle with this one a little bit. So in reality, I don't trust sometimes even a lot of evidence enough to give someone a death penalty. And I also do believe that given enough time, some people really can like repent and can figure out some shit, and maybe after a really long amount of time they can come out and live a few years back in society and be completely good people. But there are people out there who I just think should be straight up wiped the fuck off the planet. And I don't want to pay for that fucking guy. He's getting fucking 3 meals a day. He's fucking spent so long in jail that he's fine with it. He's reading books, got his feet up, you know, in his corner of the fucking jail that's being paid for by me slaving away out here. And I kind of, the petty side of me is like, fuck him. Get rid of him. So I struggle with this question a lot. Some, like, it's so situational for me. Some people I actually kind of do feel like need to be fucking just fucking killed and get rid of them. And it's inhumane, but I am inhumane in some situations. I'd be completely inhumane in the 10 seconds that followed the heinous crime that they did to someone. There are people that I don't trust myself in a room with now, and I'm very, very chill now. I know I don't seem it most times, but I used to be a bit of a maniac and a tearaway. I wasn't doing anything that was completely evil or anything like that. But there are people that I don't trust myself in a room with now. If you put me in a room with them, I honestly worry that I would end up in jail. You know? Because there are people that I hate with absolutely all of my every fucking cell in my body. And I just can't. I just don't trust myself. And false imprisonment is very concerning. Giving the government the power to kill people is scary. Epstein. So I don't know. I think most of me falls into the camp of disagree. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I think most of me falls into disagree. I think when it comes down to it, I'm an anxious boy and I don't trust it, and I don't trust anyone enough on either side of anything. And we can just lock up some people and throw away the key. We can give some people opportunities. I'd rather like put them to work, you know, have them work a legitimate job in jail. Not like slave labor, but something close to it, maybe. And just get some books bound or something. I don't know. Just get some state-sanctioned work that people can do from jail, and just I honestly think, and maybe this is more evil than not, but like prisons should, if you are sent to prison for something, depending on what it is and for how long you're there and stuff like that, but legitimate jail time, prison time, you should, honestly, I feel like you should just be working for like other state things, school books, I don't know, making school books, textbooks, reduce the cost of textbooks, shit like that. So I'm gonna go with disagree, but I'm all wobbly and all over the place on that one a little bit. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Ants, the movie Ants. Strongly disagrees. Everything I don't like about it. Some of these I can very... Notice how I'm like I strongly disagree and agree with a lot of these statements. So I wonder what that means. I feel like I'm very opinionated about certain stuff. These are like pretty... whatever. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Strongly agree. Literally the game we're playing. Disagree, man. What is art? You're going to try and tell me what art is? Get the fuck out of here. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I think that they should be punished, but what is punishment? I mean, the rehabilitation is part of the punishment, in a way. So, punishment should be more important than reason. No, I disagree with that. I don't think I strongly disagree, though. I do think that people should be fucking... I feel like you should get it... you should have a shit time, man. Depending on the type of thing. If it's like a fucking... You know, you well, I misclicked to 0 and I forgot to pay my taxes and they're putting me away for 6 months, then whatever, just fucking sit and do your time. If you're a fucking maniac who was brought up in a gang and you've been fucking popping people every fucking weekend for fun, then rehabilitate him. It is a waste of time trying to rehabilitate some criminals. Well, yeah, because some people it's just mental disposition and like psychopathic behavior and I mean clinical psychopath stuff. But that's not what this question means. I'm going to disagree. But really, yes. Because some people just not ever gonna, but that's not what the question is asking me. I know it isn't. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. No, dude. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Yes, obviously. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. What? The fuck does that mean? Google Translate. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources. What does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? This has taken so much longer. I thought it was going to be 15 minutes. How long have we been on this test? Those of you that are just here for the game, I'm sorry, but you wanted me to play this fucking game and I'm going to play it right. This is part of it. This is literally, at this point in the game, having this conversation with someone who looks like fucking Margaret Thatcher. I'm going to sit and do a political test. It should just happen. At this point in the game, it should just come up and make you do this fucking test. This is politicalcompass.org, by the way, Tudor. Sorry, I did see you say that, but I was chatting. Making plants that can't reproduce normally means USA is exploiting Brazil banana trees for their profit. American rainforest getting chopped down for oil and lumber. Which one is it then? You can tell me what I believe in this, because I think you know. I don't agree with exploiting anyone for any profit of any kind. Ever. So I agree. Disagree. Cool. Two people said two different things. Love it. In no circumstance do I agree with a company exploiting anyone for anything, for money. Agree or strongly agree? Okay, agree. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Or... Now. Yes. But not the way you want me to answer it. My answer is there because of how I feel about it. But what you want me to think is that the test is saying, are you a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white kid from a fucking trust fund family? And everyone should just accept that they were born into the fucking dirt and the ground where they belong. But really, making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity, because I think, honestly, we've lost. I truly believe I'm a defeatist in that you won't win. We will never win. Not overall. We can win these small battles here and there. We might win a little fucking moment on Twitter. You might win a small dispute in a court somewhere with a big company here and there, you know. But overall, you're not going to break the wheel. No, there's almost nothing I think we can do. Even as many people as possible rallying to try and break the wheel, it's never going to happen. They always win. On a small level and on a personal level, with my personal experience, I have lost so many times to the people who run this kind of establishment. It is their world, it is their structure, it is their law, and that's just the end of it. And there is really, I truly believe that there is no way to win without an external thing happening. Some COVID-like wheel-breaking world being forced into a different structure is the only way that anything is going to crack this establishment and possibly break it and restructure. I just don't think you can win. And I stopped fighting it a long time ago, and it made my life a lot easier. I just had to go, you know what? I live in their world. I have to abide by their rules. I have to sit on this planet for the time that I'm on it and live the life that they, as close to what I want as my own personal freedom within their structure. You'll never get out of it. You'll never win. And I think it's important to try and struggle against it. And I think it's important, if you have the opportunity, to try and win in small personal bouts of this. But overall, this world will always be ruled by the people who play the game, because the world set a bunch of rules down for a game, and the people that play it are the people that win it. And the rest of us aren't trying to win a game. That's not how we're trying to live. We don't want a game to play, and we don't want to be the best at that game, and that's just not how it is. But that's the rules are still the rules, and the game is still the game. You're just sat at the table trying to enjoy it as best you can. And so on a personal level, making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity, because it makes it a lot less stressful to go, you know what, fuck it. Fuck them and their law. And I love to struggle against it. And I love Vive la Revolution every now and then. And if any massive revolution fucking came along, dude, I'd be the first one signing up. Bring on the anarchy. But ultimately, you have to just go, look, I'll pay my taxes. I'll not do that. I'll not say this. And I'll sit still. And I'll enjoy what I can within that space, because that's a much more comfortable life than constantly trying to smash my head against this solid brick wall. But that's not what the test is asking me. The test is asking me if I'm a Nazi. I strongly disagree. If you got through that okay, you'll find these propositions on religion a breeze. This one should be easy. Astrology accurately explains things. No. You cannot be moral without being religious. No. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Probably not, but I don't know what social security is, because that's American. What is social security for someone else? Translate that to UK. Benefits? Tough one, because some charities, yes. Some benefits, yes. Some charities, no. Some benefits, no. I don't trust charities, and I don't trust the state, but usually charities are held under a higher level of scrutiny than like religion, which is a governmental thing. So I think I would rather trust a charity. But a charity I worked for a charity. It relies on people. So I can't really tell. Murgles! Which one am I? You all know me by now. If you don't know me by now, you will never, ever, ever know me. Disagree. Charity is better. Okay, so they're saying that charity, because it's private, yeah? Whereas social security is not private, therefore we have more of a say. In which case I disagree, yeah. Yeah, I don't trust any of them. A lot of charities are awful. And really, you need to really look into them, and even then, it doesn't always help. I disagree here. We can't rely on philanthropy to help the poor. Okay, so that's what it's saying. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was meant like saying that, the government taking money away from benefits was a thing. Some people are naturally unlucky. Oh, dude, that's a loaded question. No, people aren't unlucky. Right, Mergs? That's not how the world works. There's no such thing as luck. Really. That's ridiculous. If you believe in luck, you believe in fate, and I don't believe in fate or any sort of religious. There is possibly some scientific weave of consciousness that is maybe a hum or a frequency that we can't hear or understand. But until I have some empirical proof of something like that, then no. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Religion is absolutely laughable in 2023. The idea of being religious, that part of an organized religion in 2023 is honest. It makes me cringe a little bit. I think it's okay to be part of a religion that maybe is something that's about meditation, yoga, and achieving some sort of peace within yourself. But anything that's like there's a god in the sky who's fucking gonna tell you off if you do something wrong, and you know, like stuff like that is just absolutely hysterical. You know, just such a waste of time. Absurd. It is important that my child instills religious values. My child's school instills in religious. No, dude, fuck off. Fuck religion. Fuck all that shit. Get rid of it. It's embarrassing. Sex. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. All sex, hopefully, is immoral. It's not fun if it's not naughty. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Disagree. A same-sex couple in a stable. Dude, read that totally as like a horse stable. I was imagining a fucking really fun time with Val and Vane in a stable, and we're both dressed up like cowboys. And I have to fucking dial it back. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship. Not me and Val and Vane kissing in a stable with some horses that aren't there, hopefully. Like a horse stable. Me and Val and Vane kissing in a stable. Just intrusive thoughts winning. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded.
I saw that!
Shut up, you didn't!
Disgusting
Intrusive
pervert.
thoughts!
That's absolutely unacceptable.
It's perfectly acceptable. That's the point of this question. The Last of Us. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of childhood. Why do they have to make it so the most like double negatives question until the end, confusing me all the way through it? Like the river rapids of questions. They should have children. Anyone should be able to bring out children. Who gives a fuck? A same-sex couple should not be excluded from the possibility of... Yeah. Right? Of course I want... who cares? It probably would be better. I honestly think maybe people who are in loving, stable, gay relationships are probably better at bringing up children because they understand adversity and probably went through a fucking rough time as a teenager. If you're very, very openly gay and you went through a teenage years of that, you probably really understand a kid's psyche better than a fucking random couple who are like, I want to see what your baby looks like if it's a mix of the two of us. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Right? Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Yeah, that's fine. Who cares? Although there are all those studies where it's eroding brains, and I kind of feel like it's probably true. The problem with pornography is nothing to do with like accessibility or anything like that. Like we're trying to cut down on it, and everyone's like, oh, Christians. But like the problem with pornography is it's eroding our brain's idea of what sex is, and our minds are fucked. And for men can't have sex anymore because nothing grips like your own hand. So it's not good enough. And it's become like they did a study and I read it recently and it's fucking fucked, dude. Yeah, good luck. Good luck whoever's next on my list. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Yeah, 100%. You do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're good with it. No one can feel naturally homosexual. No one can feel naturally homosexual. What does that mean? Are we fucking engineering them? What are they saying here? I strongly disagree, right? Is this like, you can't be born that way, we're electrotherapy it out of you? Like one of those? Is that the question? Because I completely misread that as like No, I guess that is correct. Like, we're engineering it, which is ridiculous. Animals can't be gay, even though we have so much proof of gay animals. It's more proof than that we have of a Christian God. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Yes, I'm fucking sick of hearing about everyone who's having sex. Oh, we're having sex. We have lots of sex all day, every day. Well, some of us fucking don't. Openness about sex has gone different. No, who gives a dude? People need to be more open. I'm sick of people and all their fucking secrets. It's fucking impossible trying to get a conversation going, you know? Here we go. You ready? Now let's see where you stand. I have no idea. Where am I? Oh, bro. What the fuck is that? Left libertarian. And where is my... What does that mean? I'm like hard left. Super lefty anarchy? Dead on. Dead on, baby. We knew this. I'll fuck a bitch up for gay rights. Does it mean I'll kill a man for some gay rights? Because that's what I want to be like, you goddamn right I want a gun. So I can get some gay rights up in here. Dude, that's me. Is that what that means? Anarchy left? I'm very left anarchy, yeah. That's correct. I'm very socially left. I do think that I can be swayed on some of the money stuff. I do believe I can be swayed on some of the money stuff, because I do think some people work really, really hard to earn money, and they should be able to buy nice stuff. If you work really fucking hard on stuff, you should reap some benefit from spending all that time working. And it's just, I think that there's a game being played that, that people are taking advantage of, and that's the problem that I have. And I think a lot of stuff could easily be moved around, and I could come around on a lot of issues. But yeah, man, I think I've always been an anarchist. I'm very burn the fucking world down, fuck the machine, rage against the machine, dude. And I'm all for people being free. Like, I think people should... I don't think people need to be working as hard as they do. I think people should have access to a lot of different things. I don't think that the world should be divided up and divvied up into little fucking areas. And those areas should be controlled by people who will corrupt and fuck them up. We're all just born onto this fucking world, and we invented the lines and we made up passports. You know, how fucking stupid is that? Imagine trying to explain a passport to a fucking seagull who's just flying around. It's ridiculous. Let me show you this piece of paper with my face on it. So I can go to this other bit of the rock that's floating in space. It's so fucking weird to me. I'll fuck a bitch up for gay rights on a t-shirt. Yeah. But there are definitely, I have a lot of sway on some of those things. There's a lot of individual circumstances and situations where I would probably come out of it looking like the most right-wing elitist ever. And I find that I'm very socially left. Like, I think everyone should be equal. I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're from, how you were brought up. If you're trying to impose some sort of authority or view on someone else based entirely on like where they're from and where you're from and shit, I'm so not about it. I think everyone is different and it's beautiful, and we should embrace all of those different types of people, and we should try and learn about all those different types of people as much as we can. Because let me tell you something, man, you can hate someone, but if you sit two people that are completely different in a room together on a bench, and force them to have enough conversations, they'll get to know one another, and then that is the end of all of that. You will watch all that hate drift out of that room. As soon as you get to know people, you understand them better. Doesn't matter what their thing is. It could be race, it could be mental health, it could be sex, it could be any all this gender stuff. If you just sit and talk to people, by the end of that conversation you get them, and you go, yeah, you know what, that makes sense to me, because you put it into a perspective, and people make sense. You just have any conversation with anyone, and I've never ever understood anything but that. And you don't have to agree on everything, and sometimes culturally people don't agree on things that other cultures do, and it can be like kind of crazy. And I don't agree with every culture. I don't agree with like fucking like religious cultures. I don't believe like there are like barbaric practices, people that fucking cut off clitorises and shit, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, you gotta respect that people are different. But I also respect that people are individuals. So if someone was like, we're gonna fucking circumcise this girl, is that what it's even called? We're gonna circumcise this boy. I want to be like, okay, well, what's he say about it? Does he want to do it? If they say yes, then I'm like, all right, fine. I'm gonna go and eat some fucking McDonald's. So yeah, man. I mean, that sounds right to me. But I'm very anarchist. Like, I hate the system. I hate the whole world. I hate how everything works. I fucking hate rich people. I hate governments. I hate authority. I'm so like torn over so much of that stuff. And yet I fucking lean into it every fucking day because I have no choice. Because if you don't lean into it, then you've got to figure out how to... It's difficult, man. It's difficult living that bohemian life. And I've done it, man. I've been a drug addict. I've been out on the fringes. I've been off the fucking grid, dude. And it's hard to live that kind of bohemian lifestyle and still get the things you want, man. And I like... Do you know what I like having? My little walls. I like that my dog's got food. I like that I can play this silly game and I can fucking talk to my friends on Discord. And so, ultimately, the only way to get those things is to somewhat lean in and play the game. I've got to pay my taxes. I've got to get up and work. I've got to earn my money. I'm not fucked up. I'm not disabled. I can work. I can work just about any job, given enough time and resources to get to it. I'm physically abled, mentally abled, even though that would be debatable. And so I actually like to earn my money as well. That's why I don't sit and beg for subs too often, even though today we have an incentivization that every 10 subs I will do press-ups and squats. But I like to pay the iron price, you know? I love that thing in Game of Thrones. When they explained paying the iron price, I was like, yeah, dude. I feel much better when I feel like I've earned my money. I sit and I relax at the end of the day. I've noticed that working lately as well, because I've been doing the streams, and then after the stream I've either been working on the Star Wars show or I've been writing the Mistlight book, and I sit at the end of the day and I just feel a lot more mentally peaceful because I feel like I've actually done something and I don't feel guilty for not doing something today, which is partially my own trauma, but also partially just, I think that's just a part of me now. I like to feel like I've worked, and I like to feel like I've earned my money. What I don't like to do is work for a fucking machine for peanuts just to scrape by. But I do think that there is a measure of onus and responsibility to just earn your own way. And I'm a fan of it personally, and I'm glad that I'm healthy and I'm able to work if I need to, because it's probably very frustrating if you can't physically, which is why I'm not really a fan of the people who just kind of are able to work and don't, and then lie. Because I do feel bad about people that would like to work and can't, and that has always been really where I kind of land on that shit. But I can only speak for me, man. And And like, fortunately as well, like a lot of people who wouldn't have been able to work in the fucking factories in pit, first night in pit. Now a lot of people who aren't maybe physically able or something can't work a job where maybe you would have to get up every day at 8, get on a bus, go to the place, do maybe a slightly more physical job or a labor job in some way, or work in even in an office and stuff. You can do a lot of work from home now, so a lot of people have the ability to work from their computer at home, which is fucking cool, I think, for people who are differently able to do that. That's cool. I like that. And also then you get idiots like me, and I'm very grateful for this job. And all of you guys that come out, but I don't want to fucking go into that because, you know, I'll start crying, and twice a year I will thank you for allowing me to do this job. But I also don't feel like I'm quite proud of myself that I'm, I guess, making this interesting enough for 242 people to sit and watch this right now. Hopefully it's interesting enough, and hopefully it's good enough, whether it's the game or the chatting or whatever it is. You know, I think I'm allowed to be proud of myself that I'm trying, or I'm succeeding at whatever this is. And I'm very grateful for being able to do this job, because I don't like the fucking system. The fact that I can kind of be in control. I'm my own boss. I can work every day, but I can pick if I don't feel like I want a day, like if I've got mental health days and shit, I can do that shit. I can do this job. And this job has a lot of different fringe opportunities that allow me to really be my own boss. And yeah, I know a lot of people say like, oh, you play video games. I wish I could play video games all day. That's not even it for me, man. The fact that I'm just my own boss, the fact that I get to be independent of one of those social structures that I don't like, and I get to comfortably just do what I want to do by my own rule within, you know, some structure, is the thing that makes me love this job the most. Which is why I could do other self-employed jobs, I think, and receive the same level of harmony. This one I particularly like. I'm very grateful to everybody that supports me in a financial way. You don't have to. You really don't. I've been poor. I wouldn't subscribe to this either. I'd be watching it, studying for uni and scrimping pennies. It is free content. But it is cool to be able to do this. And although, yeah, the fringe benefit of doing this is like, I get to play video games. The real love for me is that I don't have to work for a prick. You know, I don't have some fucking boss at McDonald's who's 16 telling me I did something wrong. I'm not in a fucking office surrounded by the worst people ever, being fucking forced to do, I don't know what, the most mind-numbing job that makes you depressed as shit. And you have to get up every day, and it's cold, and you have to put on a fucking whatever you don't want to fucking wear, and go to the fucking wherever the fuck it is, and do the fucking whatever the fuck it is for just all day, the whole day, sitting in the fucking lunchroom, eating your fucking shitty fucking lunch, thinking about the game you want to play, the place you want to go, and then you fucking go and do it the second half of your fucking shift, whatever it is. And everyone's a fucking asshole. You have to deal with customers, or you have to deal with a boss who you hate. And even if you like your job, it's still just you not do. You don't fucking want to be working on a printing machine all day. You'd want to be at home, and you want to be playing games. You want to fucking be running in the garden with the dog. You want to spend time with your kids, whatever it is. And I can't. So I'm very happy for this job, but that is the thing with it, man. I'm very anarchy, crazy person. And I'm lucky that I can I've figured out a way to leave one foot inside the structure and the grid, pay my taxes, pay my rent. I understand that I need money, so I'm going to work for it in some form. I'm going to try. And then also one foot where I'm like, wow, I get to do what I want on my rule, and it's working, and somehow the walls are still up. So I guess you can do it. If any of that sounds like you, by the way, figure it out. You can do it. If you've got something, one of the best ways figure out a way that you can do that in a self-employed way. If anything that I'm saying sounds like you, because I've worked a lot of different jobs for many years at different types of things, and I've worked also jobs for people while being self-employed that still made me depressed. And it is a bit like anxiety riddling to be a self-employed person. I always make that joke that if you can work for like a company, like 9 to 5, and you'll have depression, or you can be self-employed and be a little more free and have more self-control or control over your life, but you have anxiety. So pick depression or anxiety. Joke's on you, buddy. I've got them both already. All right, let's carry on playing the game. So we know what a liberal is now. It only took us an hour and a half. How long was that? Did not progress this game at all. You cut back to me in 2 weeks going, when does it fucking end? Why won't this game end? And we're doing fucking 2-hour political compass tests. That I'm sure my answer wasn't a surprise to anyone. I don't even know what my answer was, by the way. I did that for you. I don't know what that answer is or care. But you know now. Everyone who's been following me for years who thinks that all the jokes I make about women are my actual personality because they don't know what jokes are freaking out right now. They're like, what the fuck was that? What did he just say about gay people? What did he say that for? Why did he say that? He don't like gay people though. Why did he answer that about women? Women are in the kitchen, that's where they belong, making sandwiches. Why is he saying that then? I don't understand how he got that answer. I'm confused. You know, for every joke I've been making over the last few years about like women and whatever are actually an opinion. Completely cannot comprehend. Secretly, I'm the most fucking like hardcore wet fart fucking pussy boy liberal you've ever met. Liberals are usually middle class people. This is why I got confused, because she says that they're middle class people, and is that something to do with this reality? Or the remaining gentry, which is nobles, isn't it? Like nobility. I hate nobility. They're not liberals. They're all the Republicans. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Is that something, you know? Am I crazy? Okay, see ya.
Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
Being an ultra-liberal doesn't sound right though, does it? The Ubermensch. It's a little like you're immediately putting yourself into a position of, you know, you're better. I'm better. She's just trashing on liberals. I don't understand this game.
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
They like the liberals that are on the internet, like all these people on Twitter that are grandstanding. So the irony of people that do the what is that called? Where they say something to try and go with the I'm not going to play Hogwarts Legacy because I support trans rights. The irony is that they're tweeting that so that you like them more, so that you follow their tweet and go to their Twitch channel and watch their channel and click follow and subscribe. It seems like kind of not what you want. Weird. Oh, wait.
She's one of them. Of course.
What is this one? Rhetoric. Man, we don't get rhetoric much, do we? Rhetoric is the practice of persuasion. Oh, yeah. And I put a point into it a while ago. It's a cool picture. Ultra anything is a bad idea, yeah. Liberals is what, right wing? Dude, I don't understand anything about. I thought liberals were the good guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
There are 406 messages in one of my groups over here, and I don't even want to know what it's about. I bet it's about Wild RP. Yep. Cool. It's PB talking about Wild RP. What else could it possibly be? Wait, you just said the Liberals already took everything.
The Liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The Coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
In terms of this game, it feels like the definition is different in this game. Maybe that's the point of the game though, which is kind of fun. Like shifting stuff in a weird way. Who are the Coalition?
The Coalition of Nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
This game seems to have been extremely psyche-centric. I feel like these come up way more than the others. But is that because this is my highest stat, so that's how I'm interfacing with the game? So for example, if I had taken Motorix and had 5 in Motorix and 2 in Psyche, I would be answering all of these questions with Motorix instead. Or are they always Psyche and I would have just been rolling low? Like would that always respond with empathy there? Or is it just picking empathy because that's the one I have the highest stat in? Because that's fucking cool, man. It is that way? That's fucking awesome. Dude, there must be so much to this fucking game, dude. That just changed this game to be ginormous. That's fucking cool as fuck, man. It makes me want to play the game 4 times. Because I was like so weirded out by I was like, man, all of these are psych checks, but so he just empathizes constantly with stuff. That's cool. I think that's probably how my brain interfaces with things as well. The war between Half-Light and empathy in my character's brain is so perfect for me, because I feel like that is a constant tug of war within me. My last session of therapy was pretty much discussing this, not because of this game, but I did think about it. The difference, there are 2 sides to me that come up a lot in my adult life, and one of them I think is this more empathizing side, which is slightly more up here, I think, and is concerned with making sure that I don't make the wrong decision that could either affect a bad outcome for me, myself, my friends, my house, my dog, something like that. And then also a side of me that wants to fucking nuke the system when I see something that I disagree with. Usually I see someone being mistreated online. It could be one of my friends or something, or someone in this industry treating someone poorly. Now that I'm older and I've been through it and I understand it and I can spot it and sniff it out from a mile off, I call shit 6 months before it happens. No one listens. Dude, Cassandra, is that who it is? From the Greek tragedy. Greek tragedy, Cassandra is me. In Greek mythology, Cassandra was cursed for her ability to predict the future, but no one was able to believe her. No one listened to her. Because her curse was that she knew the future, but no one would believe her. No matter what she did. And that's how I feel sometimes. I'll be in one of these groups with my friends and be like, trust me, in 6 months. And they're like, no, I don't think so. You're gonna be... And then fucking 6 months later, you know, 2 planes. And I'm like, told you. And no one likes it when I go, told you. And they go, you're such a dickhead. You're such an asshole. And I told you so. And I'm like, all right, well, fucking maybe just... All I'm really saying when I say told you so is listen to me next time. But I guess fuck it, because no one fucking listens. I am Cassandra. 100% am. Anyway, the side of me that wants to burn through the fucking world, sometimes I want to blow up and be like, you know what, I'm fucking messaging them. You know what, you're a piece of shit. I'm going to fucking come to your house. I'm going to fucking, you know. And this really feels like a war that goes on in me a lot. So it's really fucking cool that 2 of my highest stats in the game are Half-Light and empathy. And so a lot of the game as I've experienced it is through Half-Light and empathy, whereas it could have been through any number of other different options, which I now realize is fucking unreal. But it has been really, this game is fucking tailor-made for me by pure chance that I just so happened to pick the sentimental one or whatever it was, of the point distribution things at the beginning. That's fucking cool, man. I love that. It's made me so much closer to the game, and the way that the character interfaces with it really feels sensitive. Yeah, it really feels like the way that I interface with things. I'm not very intelligent, but I do have a lot of experience. You know, intelligence isn't always encyclopedia stuff. All of you guys think I'm dumb as shit because I can't just regurgitate chunks of information about what stuff is, how to fucking build a computer or how to fucking code, shit like that I can't do. But I have just such a wealth of experience from the life I've lived, and I think also just being quite capable. I think I'm quite good at reading people and reading the room and feeling empathy and compassion, and it's helped me to build that kind of personality. I love that is the way that the game has generated itself. Just pure. I could have picked anything at the beginning there. I really wasn't thinking when I picked sensitive. I just went, I guess I'll play it a bit like me. You know, I suppose maybe that one. I just fucking did it at random, dude. But it turns out that tailors the game in a way that I'm really glad that it worked out that way for me. That's cool, dude. The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head. I'm confused by this conversation.
At least not in the same manner
the
and volume
definitions
as the
seem
others
so
do.
different.
They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
Like, up yours, woke moralists. That doesn't seem like the right definition. The way that she's using liberals and moralists and stuff doesn't seem the same as our reality or understanding of it lately. My favourite thing so far today is that you pulled The Last of Us episode 3 on a few people in here. Yeah, probably. I think a lot of people assume from my jokes who I am as a person, because I'll make a joke. The problem is they don't understand I'll make a joke about anything. I don't. If I think it's funny, I have a rule of comedy in my brain. There's something about telling the joke is more important to me than anything else. Anything else. I don't care if you feel hurt by it, because that's just how my brain is wired. I don't care if you didn't enjoy it. I don't know. And that is that can be confusing for some people, because my brain will make a joke about anything. My brain will see two pieces of information and fuse them into a joke. And it doesn't matter whether it's something that is taboo or you shouldn't joke about, or it's whatever it is. That part of my brain only sees two pieces of information, fuses them together and makes a joke, and then I say it. And sometimes those jokes align with certain famous kind of political or maybe even bigoted views and shit. I can make the most fucking racist joke of all time, and it would be hysterical. It's just, but it doesn't mean that that's how I feel. It's just this weird thing my brain can do. Some people in the chat, your brain does things for you, like you know how to build a computer, and your brain looks at two fucking wires and knows how they click together and why that means that the SSD is now connected to the computer, you know, shit like that. I don't know. Your brain sees two numbers and adds them together instantly. Your brain interfaces slightly differently. One of the only things that my brain has that is quite unique, loads of people have it. Lots of people are very funny. Most people are funnier than me, but it doesn't mean that I don't recognize now that I have one thing that not everyone has. And for me, sometimes it is literally just that I can quickly take something and say a joke. Bam. And then there's people around me laughing, and that makes me feel good. And I learned that at 7, you know? Like, I don't know what, but it's an ability I have, and it's a thing that for me is quite hard not to do. a lot of the time. I make jokes all the time that I'm like, I probably shouldn't say this, blah, and everyone laughs and then goes, oh my god, you can't say that. And I'm like, yeah. It's hard not to do it for me. There was that fucking thing we watched before where the guy says it's like surfing a wave. You're a surfer. And sometimes these jokes come in and it's like a wave coming and you either surf that wave or you don't. But it's hard to see a wonderful, perfect wave that you can surf and just let it go. And that's a feeling that comes up in me. I can feel a wave building. I can get on this wave. I can surf it. I can say something that is quite funny, that is sometimes clever, that is sometimes an interesting, different perspective. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. My brain has taken something from a conversation or information, or I've seen a tweet, or I've seen something going on, and it can take something and turn it into something funny. And I like that part of myself, and I don't like going, no, you may not express yourself, that part of me. One of my most unique attributes, one thing that I can do that other people can't. And sure, it'd be great if instead of that I had mental arithmetic. Maybe I'd fucking be a bank manager or something. Maybe I'd fucking own a bank. I could be rich as fuck. I might be a crypto kid. I don't know. I could be, you know, something else, but I'm not. The problem that people have with that is that for me, from a young age, I was taught one of the only things that my dad didn't fuck me up about was comedy. He would let me stay up and watch Harry Enfield and Chums with him. One of the only times I ever actually had a real relationship with my dad was being allowed to stay up, and he was a normal dude in that time. He wasn't a big, scary, aggressive abuser. He was just a man who was my dad, who was laughing at something that was funny on TV. And it was one of the only times I could just sit and enjoy TV as well. I was allowed downstairs and I was allowed to watch TV. So I learned that, I don't know, this part of me just maybe developed some comedy thing in there somewhere. And a lot of comedy is like this boundary, right? It's kind of like saying the taboo stuff I get the biggest jokes when I fucking roast people about something that you're not allowed to roast. The biggest jokes, the biggest laughs. And I struggle to tell that part of myself not to do it. But it is a weird thing where as I can tell jokes and all I'm doing is seeing two wires and going, oh, that goes there. Wow, it worked. And other people see it and go, oh, that's his opinion. And I'm like, no, I saw two dangling wires that can stick together and create a reaction. It doesn't mean anything to me. I had absolutely no real thought or dog in that fight about that joke about a woman. It was just that taking something that I know is kind of taboo, a trope maybe, and the fact that something at random came up, a conversation between two people, a tweet came out, something happened on the screen, something, you know, whatever. A random RNG thing came in and I went, oh my god, if I take this wire, which is about a trope about women that I don't believe, but everyone understands, and therefore everyone will understand what I'm getting at here, because tropes and stuff it's observational comedy. The reason tropes and shit like that exist is because everyone gets it, because it's, you know, it's just a thing in society. I didn't invent it. You told me it. I'm living by your rules. And then this random thing came in and I went, wow, if I take this trope that I don't believe, but attach it to that thing you just said, that's going to be funny. And also everyone goes, wow, that was quick. For me, sometimes the thing isn't even being funny. It's just like, wow, I could say something really funny right now. And that's crazy that my brain did that. That's cool that my brain did that. My brain can take something in the second that someone said something, and I can immediately make a joke about it. And I can't stop it. I can stop it. I don't like to. And I found out at a young age that people like it when you make jokes. I'm not very good at clean comedy. I like the fringe shit. I like dark comedy. I like stuff that you're not allowed to talk about, because that's what my brain's thinking about. My brain's fucked up, man. Like, in my brain, my life has been fucked up, dude. I've seen some fucked up shit. I've been a part of fucked up shit. And it's like, hard to joke about like something friendly and everyone understand clean comedy, because it just doesn't interest me as a person. But people come in and they go, well, you know what? I hate women too. And I'm like, oh, wow. And usually my style of comedy as well, when I'm saying the trope, I'm pretending to be that guy, you know, like I'm role playing. I start speaking. I'm not really being me, Brad. For the last like hour or so of this stream, I was being my honest, true to fucking dead, no jokes. I wasn't really fucking around. I was saying my honest opinion about like social shit and all that stuff. I genuinely believe all those things. And I'm not a very serious person. I don't sit and think about these things all day. But when I do think about them, I try and give an honest answer. But when I do the thing where I fucking whip out one of those tropes, I am in my head now role playing. And I'm being that guy who thinks it's an opinion. Because those people are out there and it's mind-boggling to me. So I like pretending to be the, you know what, women here. I've made the joke. But it's so weird how many people just come in like, yeah, I agree with that. Hey, guy, not a statement. Not a statement. Not from me, at least. Joke. Took a thing, shouldn't have said it, said it. It was funny. Everyone laughed. Fuck you. You laughed. That means I'm okay. You can laugh and go, oh, and then feel guilty and shame afterwards. That's on you, baby. You laughed. It was funny. That's all I need to know. I know when my jokes are funny and when they're not. Afterwards. And most of the time it's funny. Fuck you. I think I'm pretty funny. Again, I don't think I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm the greatest or anything like that. But I'm funnier than I'm not funny. There we go. That'll do. I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, man.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
It's cool that this side responds as well, because that does happen to me. I think there is a weirdly deep... It is therapy whack. Some of this physique stuff, this is hurt. This is instinct sometimes. This is all my addict personality. It's interesting that we went with physique, because I'm not like physically imposing at all, you know. Most of you probably think you can fucking lay me out in one punch, and I'd love to see you fucking try. See, it comes up, man. This comes up in me. I really do have this. This I think is a holdover from my dad as well. Like a lot of this stuff was just ingrained to me at a very young age. Men should do this, and men are this and that, and you ain't doing that because that makes you gay, and you ain't doing that because you ain't a girl, you know, like that kind of, I don't know what that is, that very hardline masculine take, very testosterone driven thoughts. This stuff is a little different. I think this is trauma for me. A lot of this stuff is just like reactive. Like, if you react to something and immediately say an answer out of a reaction, I don't think that's actually how you think. I think all of this is how you actually think. This is just you're reacting to something. If you see someone immediately respond and scream and shout or whatever, they're usually not thinking. They're just reacting to probably a personal pain and trauma or something. Shivers feels like instinct whenever they come up in this game. Electrochemistry is every time I have it, everything has been correct. Electrochemistry has been wild. Whoever wrote electrochemistry into this game probably is addicted to everything, or was at some point, like I was. Smoking, drinking, partying, drugs, just any drugs that do anything to you. I still have this, and it's so hard living with post-addict brain. Because you still want to do it all, and it just doesn't go away. It's really annoying. I still, sometimes I walk behind people that are smoking, and I'm like, and I'm like, stop, Bradley. Just don't, you know, it's fucking weird, dude. It doesn't ever go away. So this stuff is kind of feels a bit more brain stuff. But physical instrument, when that comes up, I feel that as well when it goes, you know what, fucking these guys, dude. I can watch like a UFC fight or something, and I'm like, yeah, fucking hit him, go on. And I get into it and I feel it. You know, I want to fucking grab someone off. Come here, son, I'll fucking have you, you fucking slag. Like, whatever that is. I think boys can really easily feel that feeling. Boys, just gonna put a group of you over here. But those of you that know that feeling, I think it's a very testosterone based. If you're a boy, you want to we want to fight and crush shit and break shit, and there's always a little bit of you that kind of wants to do that. You want to be the physical instrument. So I really do like this physical instrument response. Is really in me somewhere. It's really gone away. Like when I was a teenager, all I did was fucking hit shit. I was Kyle, dude, smashing every wall. I was in boxing, like just fucking ramming my head against shit. I couldn't stop. I was insane. I'm very old now. I play Dungeons and Dragons and wear my spectacles and talk about sociology. But when I was younger, I was fucking mental. I would love, dude, to be able to just go like, hang on, guys, check this out, and pull out one of those Matrix things, and it just starts playing random shit from when I was like 17 through 23, and just sit back and watch you fucking react in the chat room would bring me the greatest joy. As much as I would probably be ashamed of almost every single thing that young Brad was doing on the screen, I would love to just watch all of you go, that's not him. That's him? What do you mean? Look what he's doing. What is he doing? What? That's not him. What the fuck? It barely looks like him. What the fuck is going on? Dude, it's weird sometimes because I know how I look online and come across and stuff, and it's not how I feel in my brain. Most of us don't look the way we feel in our brain on the outside. But then I think about like the fucking absolute difference, the transformation of me physically, mentally, just the world I was in, what the things I would do. I was very chaotic. Again, it wasn't anything like, I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't like going around beating people up or any, like fucking going around like, going around the colleges and meeting up with all these women that weren't necessarily, all of that, and nothing like that. But it's just the things that drove me, and the lack of care and the chaotic, drug-fueled kind of life I lived is so wildly different to how I live now. The things that I prioritized and the things that I cared about are just so different. And that's all of us when we were kids, but like some of us were kids and it was like, yeah, I got a little crazy in my 20s. And then there's like, you don't understand how different my life is now. You don't understand the shit I've seen. The stuff I've done. But I can't help but fucking love this game for the perspective that it's giving me, because it really is very, very good at reminding me who I am. Like, I can't help but get introspective about it. I assume everyone else did, so long as if you played this game and enjoyed it and chose the stats that represent you, I think you're gonna have the best time ever. I think, do you know what, when PB plays this, or Orkish or someone, make sure that they pick the stats that represent themselves. Tell them to create themselves to the best of their ability. I mean, this probably won't be as effective on PB. She's like 1000% empathy, so she'll probably empathize with it regardless. But because this guy's a fucking waste, he's a complete waster. He's me if I had maybe carried on taking drugs and not giving a fuck. But he actually seems like me if I'd gone into a full relapse last year. It's one of my suspicions about the storyline that we haven't uncovered yet. I suspect that if I had just gone full relapse and just relapsed back to 22-year-old Brad last year after my fucking breakup or whatever, he seems like that kinda. But it's so interesting the way that he responds. I really feel it. It's very, very fucking well made. I love it. When he hears that, you hear the rulers of Revachol and the world, these guys are strong. You can't help, man. You get that. You're like, yeah, man, these fucking guys. You see a fucking space marine kick the fuck out of someone, and you watch a girl, a space marine comes in, and it's like, tum, 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 and he like fucking punches through someone. you know, and they turn around and they're just fucking mowing down people or whatever, and girls are like, oh my god, no, like, oh god, you know, and you look at a boy, dude, a boy's there like fucking like this, dude. Yeah, go on. That's him again. You see the flowering. Oh, go get him. Go on, son. It's fucking insane. And that's a thing that comes up. And I'm not saying it's completely strictly to boys and girls. Go fuck yourself if you applied that way. But this is so cool. The way that these things come up is exactly how you feel. It doesn't mean that it's how you actually feel, which I think is very important, and it's been one of the things that I've been doing in therapy. Just because you feel like that in a moment doesn't mean that's actually like the rulers of Revachol and also the world. These guys are strong, and you go, yeah, they're strong. And you go, I don't feel like, I don't actually believe that. I hate people in positions of like overbearing authority and power, but you can't help but have those moments and those feelings come up. Very important, I think, actually, for mental health to accept that you go, okay, yeah, I felt like that for a second, and that's okay, and then it moved on instead of feeling guilty or whatever. Murgles is just like all about feeling Murgles is just the shame of every thought she has. She holds on to it and figures out how to feel shame for it for as long as she can. And that's not how your brain works, man. You have to... If you want something, you feel it, you see it, you've experienced for a moment, you feel like a different thought that doesn't necessarily align with your actual views of something, but you feel like a naughty thought. You shouldn't think that. That's not okay. It's okay. It is okay. You feel it and you go, oh, and you go, that's not how I really feel, but you know, it's cool. You know, it's a weird response that I had for a moment. Testosterone, you know, something like that. Been on my game vote a couple times now. It's fucking cool, man, but it's really like, it's pretty heavy. For me, it's been extremely introspective, but I'm very into, like, so many of these streams have devolved to me just sitting here talking like this about myself, because I can't believe how on the money some of these responses are. And I'm so impressed with how the game handles it. It does it so well. This is better than anything that you could fucking see on TV and shit, because you're getting the... It's almost better than... It's better than books and TV. This is where games like this smash the fuck out of TV and books, because of how much detail is being accurately portrayed here. And there's probably so much shit I don't even understand that's going on. The presentation of this, the minuscule reactions, emotional responses, thoughts, it's fucking crazy. And this isn't the only way, like, I'm blown away that this isn't the only way to experience it. That I could have picked different stats here, and I would have been interfacing with all of these conversations and this game and this world completely differently. Is just insane. I wonder what older me would be. Maybe a little less of this, a little more of this, I think. Maybe a little more intellect. I'm probably a little smart. I've got to be a bit smarter than I was when I was a kid. But still, yeah, it's fucking cool, man. I'm just impressed with it. Like, and then on top of that, just the cherry on the top of this fucking cake is the fact that it is all being experienced through an expressionist art style. And it's clear that they want you to be aware of that. And I love it. I love expressionism. It's one of my favorite forms of anything. So this, maybe it won't hit as hard for some other people, but if anyone is anything like me, this is, I can't believe how fucking good it is.
This is their zone of control.
That's why I didn't quit yesterday.
They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Yeah, I don't know what your definition of a moralist is. Up yours, woke moralists. Not just technically, practically as well. I like what I've heard about these people. These people don't seem nice. I don't know if I do like what I've heard. If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. I don't know what I am. I don't know what the definition of a moralist in this game is. The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head. I mean, I do believe in rights, and I believe in not shooting people in the head. But they also sound like kind of crazy. Am I a moralist in terms of what this game is suggesting, chat? No. I don't think I'm a moralist, ma'am.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
When was this kerfuffle?
Turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
She smiles mischievously.
The revolution began in 02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease.
A pandemic
which
to
the
break the wheel.
authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
What did Zarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Sounds great, wow.
Of course not.
Oh.
It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end. Why? You and I, officer.
Okay, next.
Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar.
Yeah. Someone made woke moralists. Jordan Peterson into a Star Fox 64 bus. Dude, that's one of the funniest things ever. People that were editing that for the few days that it was the meme. I think I was off TikTok at that point, but I bet it hit TikTok pretty well. Our lives are not the same, bitch.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
576 messages in the group so far. All of them about Wild RP. What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
Do I need to read any of those, Orcish? Because I'm not gonna.
The clatter of typewriter keys
Has anything
fills the main
happened?
hall of the reappropriated silk mill, Precinct 41.
Hmm.
Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
It's interesting that esprit de corps is... I suppose it's cultural, isn't it? Connection to the station, understand cop culture. You know what this is for me? The only change I would make here is that this would be understanding, like, the industry I'm in. This would be streamers and YouTubers. You know, this is the shit that I'm screaming at everyone every day. They're evil! They're evil! Guys, listen, they're evil! And this is all you hear. Everyone's like, oh, so fucking shut the fuck up, man. I don't know what you're talking about. And then 2 months later, they're like, I don't even know where, because this happened and you said would happen. And then this happened and you said would happen. And you were so right about that guy.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
Susan. Mr. Susan.
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-estuary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West. The aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
It's been like this for how long?
43 years. Hard to fathom, I know.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
This would have been a good conversation to have if I was doing one of these. Oh, fuck, there is one. Derealization! Dude, this game is about me. Googling derealization, hating what you find. One of the first reasons I went into therapy a few years ago, I was fucking hardcore derealization I have. Alright, temporary research bonus, none. Cool. Revachol, I should have set this going fucking ages ago, man. This conversation's been so long, it would have been perfect to work through one of these. I guess it doesn't matter because it's not got me any bad bonuses. Revachol Special Administrative Region, Localio, the Insular Indian Ocean, Coalition Government, blah, 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 blah. Name after name, none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Truven, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like one of them. This feels like the most important of all those thoughts. The one you truly must complete. Wow, okay. Wait, but I can't do it. Unlock a new slot? How do I do that, chat? Or do I have to get rid of one of these? Remembered the way home. This gives me plus. Learning cap for perception was raised to 5 and the speed gives +1. Oh, if I take speed it gives me... That's why I want speed so much. This one gives me -1 empathy. Why would I ever want to keep this then? I get money for not thinking of liberal dialogue. If I forget one, can I take the other one? You use a skill point on this. Oh, I see. One of these skill points. I'm nowhere near one though. Can I forget this one? I don't want indirect modes of taxation. This is giving me -1 empathy. And I get +1 real for it? Ultra liberal doesn't seem right, even though I agree with taxing the rich. I thought this was going to give me some... If I forget it, will I be able to do this? I don't want this anyway, I'm forgetting it. Oh, I have to get rid of it. No, it doesn't let me do it for free. Liars. Oh man, I want this one. That's a cool description though. When you almost feel like you can... You understand something. I wouldn't say that's how derealization feels though. Derealization feels like you're behind a pane of glass. You're still doing everything normal. You're still interacting with everything, still conversing. But you're doing everything through a fucking thick pane of glass. Like having a fishbowl on your head. Or I like to think of it a bit like... You ever have like a motorcycle helmet on? And you're just kind of going around the world and everything's a little muffled. A little just slightly disconnected from everything. It's weird. It's a really weird feeling. Extreme derealization is really uncomfortable, but like general. Alright, we'll just carry on.
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality,
Ooh,
baby.
Dude, got 70 experience for that. There it is. There's the point I need. I should spend it on that derealization. Let me do it right now. Unlock it. Wait, what? Unlock a new slot. So do I have to spend it? I don't spend it here. I spend it here. What's that? What? I don't understand. Oh, I buy one of these. Does it matter which one? Does it matter which of the columns? This one's fucking me up. % of communism has been built. Evil child murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. Agree. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. Agree. He's starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over. Don't know what that means. Personally, with this socio-economic theory, it has, however, made him into a very, very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Yep. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world. I agree with everything there. This one I don't agree with, and I want to get rid of it. I agree with taxing the rich to death. Tax them until they literally die. You heard it. The super rich, like super duper mega insano rich people. If anyone's earning over $1 billion, they shouldn't be allowed to. Once you hit $1 billion, the rest of your money starts going to me and everyone else that's not earning $1 billion. That's how I would tax everyone. You hit £1 billion. Fuck it, dollars. That's less. You hit $1 billion. The rest of the money that you earn after that goes immediately into the pockets, perfectly equally split of everyone else that isn't at that cap. Done. This we need, I think. It doesn't matter. Alright, well I'll unlock this one. Confirm. Internalize derealization, please. Thank you. Game. Total disassociation, fully out your mind. Googling derealization, hating what you find. Internalized derealization. There it is again. Dude, that should be they should have got him to do the music for this game. That could be this entire game. That song. That song is at our generations, probably maybe a slightly youngest generation. No, Bo Burnham belongs to us, the millennials, fuck you. That is isn't it ironic? It's the same thing, isn't it? And isn't it ironic? And don't you think? That's our millennial, that's our generation's version of that. Imagine being old enough to be able to say, that's my generation.
Good question.
What would you
have done differently?
No, her first.
I asked you, who are you in all this? I would have sought a what's volition? I'll just have to keep my morale up, okay. I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Sarah drove those people mad. I would have killed more. I would have made off with the mineral rights. I don't know what I would have done differently. I asked you, who are you in all this?
And I asked you.
Wow.
Pastless detective of the Citizens Militia. What insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing.
I would have killed more, 400 million, if that's what it took.
The cold runs down your spine as you say the words, like a small electric charge that seeks grounding.
It's nice to give in to those thoughts sometimes. You'll see me do it every now and then here. You'll see me just go, this, just to see how people react. I don't believe it, but it's, ooh, say it again, Mufasa. Ooh, say it again, dude. I love saying shit that you're expecting people to say. You never see someone's fucking external personality that they've got. Everyone has a fucking personality that they are holographically sending in front of what they're doing. That's them that they want you to see. That's the version, and you'll never see anyone smash through that in one sentence like me. I'll say some crazy shit, and then the person goes, well, I don't think, and then because of this, and I go, haha, I saw the real you. Haha, haha. I said that for silly, but you said something that was serious, and now I know the real you. Haha. It's my favorite thing to do. And that's why I say I would do well in chaos. It's not necessarily like I would be out there like the strongest marauder in Mad Max. But I can see the truth in people quickly. It's about understanding how people work and then breaking that. Just not breaking. I don't want to break them, but I just go, oops, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to trip you a little bit there. I didn't see you there. I did. Are you okay? Yes, I'm perfectly fine. Huh. Reacted to that with a little more, didn't like that, huh? Didn't like somebody breaking your composure. Okay. And you start to build your little Lego blocks. And I start building up until I know you. I know you. You know who else can do it? Bizcotto. There are only certain people in this world that can do it. And when I meet those people, we have wonderful conversations about the evil ones. And we talk about people. Me and Bizcotto, we understand each other on a level that I only have that understanding with a couple other people in the world. But Biz knows exactly what I'm saying right now. And I don't do it in a malicious way. I just do it when I suspect people. That's why I don't trust people that have too many secrets. Anyone who's like, that's my private life. I'm like, uh-huh. And why does it have to be so militantly guarded? What are you hiding? It's now become a thing that I have to know, because if you're hiding something, then that means you don't want me to know about it. And if you don't want me to know about it, that means that you probably think that I wouldn't like you very much because of it. Now, here is the divergent point. Is it that you are ashamed of it and you just don't think that I would be interested in you anymore, or interested in the thing that you're hiding? And actually, I wouldn't give a fuck. I like to know people's individual weird, quirky things that they're into. Or is it because you've got something to hide, because you're putting forward a false version of yourself to try and appease as many people around you? Well, that's not the real you, and I have no interest in getting to know anyone if they aren't being their authentic selves. So either way, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And I start fucking kicking doors in. Half-Light. Say the death thing. Boom. Dude, it wins sometimes. I'm like, why? Why? And I don't care if I reveal that it's the latter. When I reveal, I'm like, oh, so you were hiding that because you're a piece of shit. And that this is not a good thing. And you knew I wouldn't like it. And actually, when I get to know you as the real you underneath all these layers, you're a fucking scumbag. Then I don't feel bad about giving in to Half-Light. But I do feel bad when I start fucking kicking doors in and breaking down people's walls. And I go, found ya! God damn it, I found you! You're in here and you're hiding. Why are you hiding? Why are you crying? Oh, fuck. Oh no. Okay. Yep. These were defensive barriers that I needed to earn my way in and not break my way in. And now I'm a piece of shit and I feel bad and I'm awful. And hey, look, we can actually connect here on this, because I also am a crying child in a hidden back room, but I've not earned my way into this and I feel absolutely fucking awful. Why did I give in to the Half-Light? So, swings and roundabouts. Hey, Biz. But either way, I get in that fucking goddamn door. God damn it. And it's this, though. It's that exact thought. Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. I love this game. It's so good.
The 10th of humanity. The key
Unreal.
of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost.
It's actually really devastating that PB hasn't watched this, but I just can't take from her the joy of experiencing it for herself. But she would have fucking loved this. Make her watch my playthrough of this one day. She'd really enjoy it. The 10th of humanity. The key of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost. At any cost, until humanity is free and the age of capital is past. Until this insanity is crushed and Revachol reigns as suzerain. Until it's all mine. Every pigment-drenched black leaf of money in Revachol. That's the fucking... These are the psychos that control everything. These are the fucking... Your favorite streamer. Close your eyes. Who's the most popular streamer you can think of? That's what they think like in their mind. Until the middle class, the gentry and the workers are all gone and the age of man is over. I think I'll probably just go with until humanity is free.
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The cold dissipates into your parietal lobe like a dissolved bullet. All is quiet on the Martinez Inlet.
Parietal lobe is one of the major lobes in the brain, roughly located at the upper back area of the skull. It processes sensory information it receives from the outside world, mainly relating to touch, taste, and temperature. Damage to the lobe may lead to a dysfunction. Okay, so it was just the literal shivers of it being cold and quiet outside.
Capital is past.
Oh, who's that? That's a third voice. I think we've only had two. We've got the dude that narrates most of it, with a fucking wonderful voice. And then we've had the other one when it gets really introspective, and it sounds like Red Devon. It literally sounds like Myth Mac doing an impression of Tyther Veridis, which is how he got to the voice of Red Devon in Spellwind. Well, Tyther. But who's this one? That's the first time we've heard that. God, I don't trust it, because I couldn't tell if it was a girl or a young boy. If it's a young boy, then it's, you know, and that's him, and all of us have a young boy inside of us. Well, that does. I was talking about Twitch, was it? From a fucking psychological fucking perspective. Jesus fucking Christ. Itchy trigger finger. Fuck's sake. Or if it's a girl, then it could just be a, you know, different voice actor, and they went, you can be the voice actor for this. Fuck!
FBI, open up!
So loud. And way too late, Lux. So late. But well played. If it's a girl, then it could be our like ex or whatever, you know, that's the danger. But why would she be the one in my brain doing this?
Past. That's what De Briever, the leader of the Communards, said before she got a bullet in her head. Don't get me wrong.
There is no before. But I am a Communard. I think. Then you send them a TikTok of the N64 9/11 meme.
Capital is finished. But understand this.
Yeah.
Its end won't free anyone.
That's why you did that.
It will only lead to more suffering.
See how I'd react in front of a group of people. It's good. I see what you're doing. I also have no way of countering it. You know? Let's see if he'll trade me in. If he'll destroy me and myself. Let's see if he'll call me all the names under the sin in front of his audience of people. The people who support him, hold him up in the highest of esteem, pay for his fucking food and the tissue that wipes his arse. Let's see if he'll trade me in for sending him an N64 9/11 meme on the internet. Let's see if he'll play it through some twisted devotion to friendship. Let's see if he'll be honest or if he'll lie. That's what Biz was doing. He was testing me in front of everyone. Bastard. What a psychopath. I feel like I've more than proved myself to you, Biz. I was the only shield at one point in Biz's life. He lay destitute, broken, behind me. A broken man like this. Blood.
Get out of here, go on! Oh. Save yourself! It's too late for me!
Everyone leaves. Crowds of people. People leaving. But one remained. A shining beacon of truth and justice.
And I don't want the world to see me. I'll never leave you, bitch. 'Cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's meant to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. Get out of here!
And I stood there. Arrows.
And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming. or the moment of truth in your lies.
For as long as it goddamn
when everything feels like
get him up.
movies.
Come on!
Yeah, you bleed just so alive. And I don't want the world to see me.
Only me and Biz are laughing right now, dude. Sometimes there are jokes that only me and Biz are laughing. I know you guys can laugh at it. You can laugh at it, but only me and Biz. I don't really feel like that either way, Biz. I'm just fucking around. Still, it's funny. Capital is finished, but understand this. Its end won't free anyone. It'll only lead to more suffering.
Opinions
She's got that
expressed
weird
here
defeat
do
is
not reflect the
the
official
thing that I-
position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way.
Fuck.
I was saved by being 2 years old.
Well,
that's my position. The abattoir.
That's an interesting fucking factoid that we just revealed about Kim. I would love to play this game again as Kim. Streamline it. Maybe don't go through all of the minutiae and don't... But I would like it to just be... This is locked to what we expect his to be. Like, you don't pick any of this stuff. And you just get to see his interactions and responses, internal dialogue during some of these, and learn about him quietly as well, because he's an interesting I guess he's a side character. He's almost a foil, isn't he? He's kind of a foil to us, or maybe we're a foil to him, because he's quiet. You don't know anything about him. He appears to be the perfect officer, you know? Composed, intelligent, respectful, inquisitive, but I wonder if he is. This is the thing. I want to know what he's feeling, because you don't get any sense of what he's feeling, really, until these moments here. But even this, he says very plainly, whereas the character that you play, I've forgotten what my own name is. Henry, did they say? He is all feeling. All you get is the minutiae of his feelings. So it's kind of interesting, but I would like to play it through from Kim's perspective, you know? I'm not laughing. At the end of the day, it isn't funny, is it? A man was dying and only one person stayed behind to save him with a paladin outfit on and a shield and sword, and took 3 arrows in the chest for him. He could have died, when really all of the other people could have stayed around. And there could have been an orphan under there. That's not bad. I feel that's a pretty good impression of that guy. This is Deku and Brad is All Might. That's true. I'm like absolutely the most like... I'm the version of All Might that's all fucked up and defeated and can transform into a hero for 3 seconds a year. At the end of the day, Biz is a content creator orphan and could have died. Kim is a by-the-book guy with just the right amount of fucktail dosage. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think it's an interesting... Like, it's obvious why they've done that, but I would still like to play through it and see his responses. Because this is one of the first times I feel like we've seen Kim's Half-Light response. He normally responds up here. Some authority, some logic. We don't see any of this from him. Composure. When this, he says, my parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. That's a fucking checkmate, you know? That's a fuck you.
Understandable.
It's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
Conceptualization. For me, that's like not a minus, is it? Oh, it's not. It's just on 2. That's just the best I have. Understand creativity and see art in the world. Yeah. Or maybe I should put points into that to be more realistic like myself. What is this? I want to know who you are. What is this? And then conceptualization is just... What is reach for something fundamental? Oh yeah, the thing about myself. I want to know who you are. She hums.
She won't maneuver her way out.
It's PB live, by the way. She doesn't... PB's the worst streamer, I swear to God, on the whole planet. No. Is she streaming today? She's not streaming? She's taking the day off. Okay. Okay. Whatever. She won't maneuver her way out of this one. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
Okay. So now we're both exchanging crazy half-light moments.
I am an ultra.
Wow. There we are. And that's an ultra, what was it? Moralist? Up yours, woke moralists. Ultra liberal.
It's sharp.
What is? Just the way she says that. Dios mío, draw a cross. A liberal.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the forbidden swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct.
I don't
After
know what the
all,
fuck you're
no
saying.
sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a man of the left, no? Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
So she was... My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
That could be my bio. That's what's in my eyes every time I speak to people.
Forgive her.
Oh.
But only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
Forgive you.
I hope you do. I hope we are able to continue as friends, despite my scales and my need to infiltrate and betray your precious revolution.
I feel like Kim might also know a lot about you. Yeah, I think it's interesting the way that he does that, but it does make me wonder whether he has he does know everything that happened in my character's past that I don't. And so with, again, it's that thing of when you know someone and understand how they became the way they became, whatever that is, and you understand them through their own words, then you can forgive them anything they do that might not be in line with how you would do stuff. It takes so much of the sting out of anything like that. What's that quote? There's a quote like that, right? My enemy is not my enemy if they're my friend, but that's not the quote. It's like there is like one of these generals somewhere. It's one of these like Sun Tzu type quotes where if you just befriend someone, you have no enemies, which sounds stupid because the way the quote is much better. I'm not a quote guy. PB isn't streaming, it's in the 576 messages. There's so many messages. I don't understand what the fuck you guys are talking about. It's so funny when this group has 576 messages in it. Sometimes you click in and it's like, the world has ended. And you're like, fuck, man, we gotta fucking rally the troops. And sometimes you click in and they're like, and then I went over to the place in the general store and the craziest thing is that Jack Kettleman was in there and I had a conversation with him, and you're like, oh, I didn't talk about anything at all. Not the enemy of my enemy. No. Go away and find it. There's a quote about how you can become, if you just talk to people, you would have no enemies, you know, or something like that. It's, I don't know. I thought it was maybe a more famous quote than it is, but I'm probably just butchering it.
Honestly, I may have even preferred it, had the communards won. Who knows? They might really have built something better. But they didn't. Because they lost. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes.
You're a patriot.
An oil fire on the ocean.
Yes, I suppose I am.
The boss.
Seditious talk, man.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
No. What is acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective, in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Palomar Chupak!
Emotional damage.
My son. Thank you for the 11 months, my friend. How do you do? Nobody found this quote, huh? Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? That might be it. I think that. Well, that is it. That's, even if that isn't the quote, which I think it is. That is a great quote, and it conveys exactly what I wanted to say. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? And I feel like that's the case. Everyone out there that's like a bigot or a homophobe or racist or something, you know what I mean? I bet you, if you sat them down with the person that they are bigoted towards for long enough, they would become friends, and they would not. I've seen it happen in that sometimes they befriend that one person and they're like, oh, I've got one friend what's gay. But for the rest of their lives, they'll be in the pub and there'll be 6 blokes around cracking these fucking jokes, saying this shit. And the guy who has now had his eyes opened is not, even if he makes a joke, his heart's not in it. And really you see them try and turn the joke away. And that... Is that... I know you've got a lot riding on me, I won't let you down. I'm not going to say that. What causes encephalopathy?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
It's definitely the drinking.
She nods slowly. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint.
Fuck yeah.
Grab a bottle and drain that shit right down your throat.
Fucking go.
Wait.
What?
This reality thing is the only game in town. It's probably in your interest not to blow it.
23-year-old Brad. 36-year-old Brad. I'm gonna wipe the urge from my mind because I can't afford alcohol.
She stares at you, head tilted to the side.
What is
with
this?
A slightly concerned look on her face.
Spread your hands.
A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
And then what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot, or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see.
What was Lincoln's one?
And new buildings, bâtiments. After, les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Hey, there she is. She listening to us? From a dilapidated balcony, a young girl in non-clothes gives Joyce the evil eye, a red paintbrush held to her throat.
Wonderful.
She can hear us, dude? Fucking keep your voice down. What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags?
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Yeah, what have we been talking about all day? And this is also everyone online trying their best to be an individual in the fucking just enormous herd of people. And everyone feels the same way, but everyone's like trying to be the fucking funny guy, you know? Now explain it. Okay, I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't.
Oh.
That's how simple it is.
Right.
One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
That's all for now. Or shall I try this conceptualization? 3. I've got to get 2 6s.
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. The doubt is fully formed in your head. The alien feeling persists. You just can't word the question yet. You have to complete the jamais vu thought first.
Cool.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
That's all. See ya. There's an auto save. Okay, so that was a long conversation with her, but also a long conversation with myself that you all once again had to suffer through as I tried to think through some very simple thoughts that I'm sure all of you understand very easily and I struggle with. This one's physical instrument and this gives me +1 conceptualization but -1 suggestion. I kind of feel like I almost want to get rid of the conceptualization, but we do need it in a minute for that check, so I'll leave it. I might switch to the tank top after. What have we got to do then? So prove my authority. I don't know how to do that. I was hoping that she would give me something. Find morale, find speed. Again, we find ourselves in this same spot, don't we? So this is really all that's left. I suppose we can do it tomorrow. What day is it today? I wonder if I speak to this girl actually. If she'll have anything new to say.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is the bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
Not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
You're a miner.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens.
Not gonna make the joke I'm gonna make. Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this? Shoot, Piggy.
Alright, she hasn't got anything else to say. I guess we'll go and look out over the sea. With my friend Kim Kitsuragi. And that brings us to the end of today's stream. Doesn't it, my friends? Didn't really progress too much in the game, but did enjoy the stream. And I'm sorry if you just want me to play the game. If you just want me to play the game, nothing I can do about it. But what I can do is talk endlessly about fuck all. And hopefully it was enjoyable enough to pass the basic test. Interesting conversations. I'm sure you all gained a lot of insight on me. Maybe none of you did. But, whatever, baby. I don't care. Fuck you. You mean nothing to me. Get out. Don't forget to tune in to Table Story tonight for Ashes. And tune in to Table Story on Sunday for Star Wars. I'm going to go and attempt to make my computer not blow up. I'm going to plug this thing in and see if I can clone my C drive based on everything that everyone said here today. And if there's no stream tomorrow, it means I broke my computer, which is also very possible. Very, very possible. So we'll see. Oh, thought I was raiding, but I wasn't. Spelled it wrong. I spelled raid Ryad. Ryad, Shadow Legends. Yeah, I really like this game, and it probably makes me too introspective and too wobbly and too chatty and, you know, silly or whatever, but this was a fun stream. Thank you for the gift subs while I was doing pull-ups or whatever it was. That continues. Every 10 gift subs, that is the same rule until I hit the goal, which is 40 more, I think. So remember that number, Lux. And I'll be back tomorrow, Friday, 1 p.m. UK time, which is 8 a.m. Eastern is the new stream time. And I think I need to change that in the description or whatever. And we'll carry on playing the game. I'll see if we can progress the game or whether we just get bogged down in more chat. Chatty shit. That's what the stream is, though, isn't it? If you want to fucking play through of the game with no commentary, then just watch it on YouTube or play it yourself. I don't know. That's what the live stream is about. Sometimes I've got the brain to chat and sometimes I haven't got the brain to chat and I just play the game. So here we are. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate everyone coming out and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, boys. Bye.